That's a good amount of time.
That's a good amount.
But I would go 5 or 6 more. I mean, like...
That's a lot of times.
But they have a deep catalog. They have new stuff. The way, like Counting... Now, a lot of people have an issue with this, but Counting Crows famously does not play their songs the way that they release their songs. So every single time you go to a Counting Crows concert, you may hear Adam Duritz and Counting Crows play it differently, and you feel like you're at a different concert. Now, I don't love that personally, because if I love the band, I love the band for the reason, like for the songs they released, right? If they're trying to switch it up, you may not love it. But, yeah, I guess I understand what you're saying, but 30, Zaz probably has an explanation for that.
30 is crazy.
He explained it, and it's just because of what you said, Ev. It's like they change it up every time. They have a different final song, different arrangements. You know, it's been in different venues, so he just likes the different experience every time, even though it's mostly the similar stuff.
I don't know the answer to this, but I'm hoping he's going and seeing other bands in concert too.
Right?
Has he only seen Pearl Jam?
Like, does he only go to Pearl Jam?
I've been friends with Zaz for probably the better part of the last 20 years. I have been asked by him, do you have a hookup to tickets for whatever? And the only band he's ever asked me for is Pearl Jam.
Go see some other stuff, Zaz. There are other bands
by the way,
out there.
I could see CeCe. I don't know about this. This is going to be interesting. I could see CeCe having a rule, whether he's established it or not, as a one-and-done concert person. I've seen so-and-so in concert. I don't need to see them again. Am I right about that guess?
Actually, I will say this. Frankie, Beverly, and Maze, I've seen them several times, and it doesn't get old. I've probably seen Frankie, Beverly, and Maze a handful of times, and it doesn't get old.
Could you go 30?
What'd you say?
Could you go 30 times?
No.
That's so many times.
That's a lot of times.
I think we got to find out from Zaz how many different venues, too. Like, is it always in Miami?
Well, I think when they're there for like 3 days, he goes all 3 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He goes like back-to-back nights. It's not just like whenever they come around. He goes every time that they're in the city he's in.
That sounds a little wild. I got to go get hair and makeup. Let me see if I can say hello to Small.
Occupied.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker, so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
When we started Oakland Roots Sports Club, we needed a strong foundation. Gusto has had our back since day one, making sure every hire, every paycheck, and every player is taken care of. They're the team behind our team. With Gusto, we stay rooted and give Oakland the love it deserves. I'm Idris Argandawal, co-founder of Oakland Roots and Gusto customer since 2018.
See why 500,000 businesses trust Gusto for payroll, HR, and more. Get started for free at gusto.com/roots.
7 o'clock in St. Louis. You are listening to The Morning After, presented by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. From the Stiefel Studios, Tim McKernan, Martin Kilcoyne. Chairman Kurt is on the ones and twos because Jackson Burkett is vacationing at his place. He took ownership of it from his trust when he turned 28 in the Hamptons. And then Doug is vacationing also in the Hamptons because he's the officiant for Jackson's marriage to Brian Henshin this weekend. And sitting in for Doug Vaughn, Martin, on your left, that's Cam Jansen. You might know Cam Jansen. Unbelievable that Cam Jansen in studio.
Do I look okay? Oh, God.
I think you look hot.
Help me.
I think you look hot.
Good to see you guys, man.
Good to see you.
Right on.
Great to have the one, the only Cam Jansen in here. And in honor of having a former NHL player, we decided to make it feel like an ice rink when you walk into the studio.
It is very cold in here.
Yes, it is.
I'll tell you this, the last time I came on, you guys were gone, and it was like in the heat of, basketball season.
Oh, you got papers.
I got papers, yeah. I think I did okay. I asked questions. That's what you do.
That's the thing.
Ask questions.
Don't know, don't give takes.
So
ask
funny.
questions. That way you can participate in the conversation.
He was on his game that day.
Was he? He was probably locked
absolutely.
in. Dreams of Missouri's Final Four run that came to a quick end against Miami. You, however, when I saw you last Monday, were expressing to Robert Thomas, Barrett Jackman, and Reed Lowe how big of a fan of Jackie Papers you are.
I am, absolutely. And Chairman Kurt, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you're cucking Chairman Kurt.
I know, no doubt about it. But, Jackie, actually, I was, before that tournament, Andy and I had to do a 3.5-hour ordeal.
The great Andy Strickland. This was the Cam and Strick podcast?
Cam and Strick podcast.
He's heard, by the way, that you've been invited this week, and he wasn't.
No, see, he goes on a different vacation. We'll get into that in a second.
Oh, nice. We're going to tend to a lot of business, Martin.
There's a lot of things going on. But I was
driving. Are there HIPAA laws for vacations?
Well, here's our thing. We never miss a week. We haven't in 7 years straight. So when I go on a little vacation, I'll explain it to you in a second. And then he's like, I'm going to go this time, and then I'm going to be back this time. Well, then you got to coordinate everything else, and we have different things going on. So it becomes a pain in the ass. Sometimes we love each other. Sometimes you hate each other.
Is that right? Is there some tension on the set?
It is what it is. We go back and forth. We're like brothers, and I love it. But I was
It's kind of a pain in the ass.
That's what you're saying.
No, we both are, in ways. We both are. No,
Probably
he can be.
ways.
He can be. I try to be easygoing. He's got 3 kids. We got to deal with it. He does a lot for the podcast. He certainly does. I live way out there. So anytime he's like, I can't do it. Chloe's got this. I'm like, okay, what time? Boom. I got to go home, come back, go home, come back. Doesn't
matter. Is your
matter.
set still right across the street here?
Right over yonder.
Yeah, sure. I've been in there, that studio.
Yeah, easy little, cute little studio. It does its job. But that particular day, we had Jeremy Roenick on, and I'm driving down, and I'm like, oh, God, they're at Belle Reve for this thing. I'm like, we're going to be there. I'm like, is Jackie going to get got? Is something going to happen, and he's going to have to defend himself and play that role that I love so much and makes me laugh every time he does it. But I know it's a pain in the ass for him. But I was listening. I'm like, nothing happened. It worked smooth. It was calm.
He's
but
talking about the issues we have, Martin, with remotes.
You know about that, right?
We've had a few technical hiccups.
You're the only station that has that, by the way. No other station had that ever in the history of radio.
Weren't you in AM sports radio?
No.
Wasn't every remote
Wouldn't it have him?
A mini disaster?
Every single one. Poor Rockio. There's so many different guys that had to go through so much hell.
They tried.
And I'm like, just do that. And they're like, no, that Cam, I've tried that before. And he has to switch different things. But anyway, I was listening, driving to interview Jeremy Roenick, and I'm like, God, is this going to be the day? And it wasn't.
He
did a dang good job. He did a dang good job. And
So
we
I
all got
have
to hang
sex.
out.
People effing know that.
There you go.
What was that drop? I need to hear that again.
I got to turn this up.
So I have sex. People effing know that.
Wow. Is that from Movie Boy?
Oh, my God.
Because if I heard that on this show, which I probably did.
He was letting Gareth have it on that episode.
Oh, man.
Boy, this
I might have to listen to that.
Eric in the Central West End, who is not a fan of Papers, says, I find that surprising, Cam, considering you are a super alpha and Libby Jack is a soy boy WNBA simp.
I laugh at him, too.
I love the poorly educated.
I love the poorly educated. I laugh at that, too. Eric, man. I think you work with my wife and Minnie.
Oh, is that right? There's
Yes.
a history between your wife and Eric in the Central West End.
We all went to
Jackson
lunch.
finds him attractive, by the way.
He is, very much so. Doesn't want to hang with him, but he thinks he's good. And we all say that to people. But yeah, I think they work together. And anytime he texts, and I know if you look at the camera with him, he just gets a little bit irritated. There's a couple texters that you could just kind of get out of here. But
Harrison's brother Master.
Yes, but I think Eric gets him a little bit. But man, it's funny. It is what it is.
I liked you explaining it.
I'm just saying.
To Robert Thomas, Barrett Jackman.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
And Reed Lowe.
Yeah.
And then I said, and you said he's not classically trained to be a producer, as if there was a school for this nonsense. And then Robert Thomas said, well, what did he go to school for? And I said, oh, he went to school for golf. And he goes, what did he shoot today? And I said, oh, he played well. He goes, what did he shoot? I said, 90. And he goes, hold on a second. He went and played college golf and he shot 90, and you're telling me that he played well. And I said, oh, he went to be a PGA pro, like on a staff,
But
not a guy on tour.
Isn't there a school for this?
Florida Gulf Coast University.
No,
that's where papers went.
For being a producer, there's no school for that. Isn't that
used
what
to be
you
the
do?
broadcast-
I wouldn't necessarily recommend it.
Well, Broadcast Center used to be popular in town.
Nothing against the Broadcast Center. I'd say this about the University of Missouri.
But back in the day, that was popular. I think Savard, when he got out of football,
going to
went
school
there.
to be a train conductor at this point.
I will say this, man. That's the one thing that you need to pay for if you want to do something now.
Now, what are we talking about here?
A producer, a guy that wants to edit, the guy that knows how to edit, the guy that knows how to clip off the perfect thing and make it look tight and clip that off at certain times. I don't want to do that. A lot of people that don't want to do that. So you have to hire people to do that. So there's a market for it.
There is.
Certainly. I wish I knew how to do all that. I kind of want to teach Kate to do it so you don't have to hire anybody. But, if they know what they're doing, that separates so many different podcasts. If you have a guy that's consistent, that just even knows your humor, that actually listens to it, knows your humor, clips off little pieces, and then posts it, it goes a long way.
So I put this out on After the Morning After. I said we don't really do social media on this show and never really have, and we got to do that. We got to take advantage of that both for TMA and ATMA. And so there's a salesperson here, the great Brendan Glock, Martin, who's a wonderful...
always smiling.
He really is. And he said, hey, I was listening to you talking about it. He goes, my wife does this. I'd be happy to... You could have me. He goes, but here's the thing. He goes, it's so easy. It's like 4 clicks. I'll just show you how to do it. And I go, I'm in. I'll do it. I'll just do it. That way, I know it'll, because nobody's going to be more passionate about it than the people on the show, so I'll do it. But yes, I'm going to be learning from the Brendan Glock School of Editing and Social Media. So now, Martin, I will be social media boy.
I might have to come in with you and just figure it out.
Come on, Brendan Glock
Ask
School
Charlie
of Social
Marlowe
Media.
about it.
Chuckles Marlowe has built an empire.
He's done this I was working with it. He's done this for years. At the very beginning stages when he's like, "Ooh, man, I'm up. The kids are going to bed. I stay up extra late. Then he's got to come
Martin, this is where Charlie complains about his schedule, and you don't like
know
it.
exactly what I'm talking about. But Kenny Wallace is on it. Like Kenny's probably like, "Hey, get this going."
But they got an empire now. And now Charlie doesn't like, hey, Charlie, you want to come and do the show? He goes, I don't really want to do it.
No,
because he doesn't need to.
Doesn't
And I
need
sit
to.
there, and he's a couple years younger than me, and I doff my cap to him.
I know.
I'm so happy for him.
He's a smart man.
Yeah. You ain't going to have to do it.
Jimmy, just clip yourself. Don't show the other fellas.
That's right.
There's no need.
You will never see Martin, Doug, Jackson, Chairman Kurt, or
They'll have the
anybody
little
else. It'll just
blurry
be
image
me.
over
That's
our
correct.
face if we're seen.
Your dad,
Now,
man.
I don't know the circumstances at all, but they don't matter, and I'm going to tell you why.
Exactly.
That is
And he
chapter 1
doesn't.
of social media.
One of the first texts of the day was at 7:01. Thank God for the chairman. That means we'll have drops today. See, they
How about
love
that,
when
Chairman
Kurt-
Kurt?
No.
I'm back.
How about that?
Yeah, baby.
How about
And then
that?
Rusty Shackelford says, I can't stand Kurt, but at least he plays drops. I don't know what that even means. Why would anybody dislike
Chairman
Kurt?
Kurt really isn't active vocally on the program, so how could you not necessarily have a thing for Chairman Kurt?
Because they're just saying that.
That's because that's the gig.
Dude, don't you see that?
recognize it from the outside.
I'll tell you this right
trenches.
now. I get so weirded out sometimes where somebody will tweet or message me something. I'm like, oh, God. I'm
No,
like,
what just happened? I feel like you saw a roach.
I'm like, oh,
This is
God.
how you're looking at your phone.
They hate me or whatever. And all of a sudden you're like, gee, sorry, dude. And they're like, no, I love you, buddy, blah, 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 blah. I'm just telling you. So they chirp off the bat. But if you saw them in person, they would love you, Kurt, just so you know.
How about that,
You gotta
Chairman? How's
think
that make you
way.
feel?
Did you say the the hoes are laughing?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the
Kurt
audience
doesn't
are a
even
bunch of
talk
hoes.
anymore.
Yeah.
He just plays.
He communicates through the drops.
Ironhead. How about Ironhead? I forgot Cam was going to be on the show all day. My day just got 10 times better.
How about that?
What's
That's
up,
a
baby?
compliment. There's never
What's up?
compliments in this thing.
What's up, baby?
You can send in compliments at 314-399-9646, Air Comfort Service, text inbox. You've got the Michelob, now it's the Form Energy YouTube chat where friends have gathered, and you can subscribe to the YouTube chat and talk it over with the great Cam Jansen, who is going to be in today and tomorrow. You were going to be on After the Morning After. You had some business you wanted attended to with Iggy, but the reason you will not be able to be on the program today is because you are a man of honor.
That's right.
Tell the people what it is. I don't think that there's nothing secretive about this, but it's a great reason.
Well, it's golf, but
You feel, as a meat and potatoes kid, you feel weird saying I'm going golfing.
Yes. My parents really got me into golf when I was a kid. Never knew anything about it until you started playing hockey, and then everybody plays, and you're like, hey, I'm here. I'm at Belle Reve. Had no idea I was there. Probably dumping, chicken wings in the, who knows. But if this was my buddies, I wouldn't do it. But I did an auction the other day because I'm an auctioneer now.
You and Reed Lowe.
I love it so much. I do. I put on a little
Reed Lowe
skit.
is the Gretzky of auctions.
He's so
Where
damn
are you?
I'm learning from him.
Okay.
I've done a lot of them, and I'm doing pretty good. And I got my rhythm. I'm not him. I'm something different. I do my thing. I take my time, and I perform. You have to kind of lay out the land. Who's spending the money? Who's here for this? Who's here for that? And you can figure that out if you really take your time. I watch Losey. I've been through so many of these with him. He's fantastic. Chaser used to do it. Twister used to do it. Losey's really taken over the city when it comes to that. So
if you beat people's ass on the ice in your 20s and 30s, in your 40s and 50s, you then become an auctioneer.
But listen, I'm telling you, it's not a tough guy thing, but you have to get them to shut the hell up and listen.
Well, they're going to fear you, so they'll pay attention.
But that's the whole thing, because everybody talks, after a golf tournament, everybody's like, blah, blah, blah. No, settle down. This is what we're here for. We're raising money. And if you have to call out different tables here and there and be funny with it without being, like you need to, they're calling me out. There's a game plan to it, but you have to tell them, shut the hell up. So you have to have some sort of intimidation factor or put your foot down, whatever the case is. I've seen so many of these, but I love doing it. But anyway, I did one for the St. Louis County Police Department at Norwood the other day. And a bunch of guys came up to me and said, hey, you did a great job. You raised a lot of money. That's a difficult one to do, just so you know. These aren't big dogs in there. There's a lot of police officers. Like, I don't want to get money out of them. Like, so you have to pinpoint who's really wanting to spend money. So it's a little bit difficult than maybe a big golf tournament where there's big dogs and they go to all these things. They want the Yachty jersey. They want the Petro Stanley Cup winning, whatever the case is. They're going to spend the money on it. You get them going back and forth. It is. So I did a pretty good job. They asked me to go to Westboro today at 11:40, so that's why I got to get out. So tell Iggy I would have gone in there, man.
I don't recommend it because with all the people you know,
Martin I don't know if you've read the book The Giving Tree. Martin feels like the Giving Tree now.
I'm now the stump.
What does he want? He wants Kachuk stuff? Oh, man.
Well,
I haven't even asked Walt to come on the pod yet.
You know what? Actually,
the Panther Boys.
Actually, Ken, if you're listening, I think Cam knows the family better than I do.
Oh,
so if I could push over at the table, I'm pushing over the request. Hey, buddy, just real quick.
I need Walt on the podcast before I ask him for anything. Just so you know.
That's fine. He'll do it. Auctioneer tip: there's always a fat guy in the back with a cigar.
That's the guy.
And he'll just kind of he's just so rich he doesn't care. He can barely raise his hand, but he's looking at you. He just wants to be.
Or you see the guys that were talking, they're bragging, they're hitting balls. Like maybe a guy got a hole in one. They're all sitting at a table, and I'll just look over there because they're not doing anything. I'm like, "What are you guys up to? What are you guys up to? Are you participating?" And then all of a sudden, boom. That's all it takes.
We don't want Cam to beat our ass. That's what it is.
Reed's got a giant cowboy hat too. He plays the part.
I like it though.
He all of a sudden
I don't have a style
He develops a dialect when he's up there. Have you developed a dialect?
No, but I got I learned from him, but he found a way to become a cowboy. But he is a cowboy. He's from Saskatchewan. Like that's That's cowboy territory.
He tapped into his roots.
He did, and he looks great, and he looks intimidating on there. And boy, oh boy, when he tells you to shut the hell up, you do. And he gets a lot of money out of a lot of people, and he's great at it. So, and he teaches me. He's like, you got to go 5 to the 10 to the 15 to 15 to 20 20. I'm like, okay. He's like, practice that before you go. I'm like, okay. So in the car, Kate drives me down there. I'm like, 5 to the 10, 10 to the 15. Oh, jeez. But I love it. I really do. It's interesting.
Twister would be great, and he would just get up there and he would probably say, we actually have no auction items. Everybody pull out their wallet or there's going to be a problem.
Exactly.
And then they just start signing checks. Just start writing
Chaser
checks.
back in the day?
Hey, what do you got? We have no. What about a weekend at Sanibel? No.
Give me your wallet.
You got a Robert Thomas stick? Nope. We have no items, but here's what you're going to do.
Exactly.
You're going to reach in your wallet, and everybody's like, well, it's Twister. You better do it.
Well, to add on to that, that's the problem, too, is like, I don't want to deal with getting the auction items.
Then you really shouldn't do after the morning after.
I don't want to ask people for anything.
I can show you. Kiosky's got a window unit I hop out of.
Dude, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't, hey, guys, you have that? I don't like asking people for money. I don't like asking people for anything. I'll go entertain and raise money. But for me to build up and have the stick from Paul, whatever it is, like, I kind of don't want to do that.
You can text Caruso. What?
Oh, he's not answering.
Yeah, that guy. I'm sorry with him.
He would answer, actually. But
he said, well, it's for charity.
Does Cam be sure to say good luck to whichever Mark buys the puppy, as they do not understand what he and his wife view as a flex now involves caring for another living thing? That's from Carlos Spicy Winter. Have you been involved in an auction that has a puppy at the end?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And I love them. That's when I know I'm going to get you. If you put a puppy, this happened, I think it was at the St. Louis County auction. They had a little puppy that I'm walking around, and some of the wives were there. Okay, and I'm like, look at the little puppy. Look at the puppy. Look.
It's like Chris Farley.
They're looking at their husband like, get off your wallet. You work double overtime all week long. Get this thing.
Oh, my.
Meanwhile, it's like $5,400.
Great return investment.
We adopt puppies because it's cheap. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad.
You and Kate adopt puppies?
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
My whole family.
What, you got a petting zoo there, you and Vitali?
No, but I would. Yeah, no, I'm not that. He has chickens and all that stuff. I'm not. St. Albans ain't going to let that happen. I have to walk my dogs out.
The HOA isn't going to.
I walk them out with a leash to go potty. They only poop in a certain area. We clean it up. No one sees it. Like, we're pretty discreet when it comes to that kind of stuff. So if I had a petting zoo there, it would be a problem. I don't want problems. My dogs, when I first got them, they ran off. We're like, they can go in the backyard. We're like, oh, let's try it. They ran out my backyard and went right to the green while people were playing. And dug it up.
Who's the new Hoosier in the cul-de-sac?
It was my
I think he played
first
hockey.
2 weeks. Because we got them right when we moved
on the green.
They went on the green and circled around chasing each other like this. And and people are like, what is... And they wouldn't come to me, and they ran. Oh, God. Not happening again. So now they're disciplined.
Cam doesn't know it yet, but he is going to be hosting the auction at Gobble Bowl this year. That's from Bobby Tejas.
Let me know on that.
Oh, you're in.
Oh,
wow.
When is it?
Clip that off.
It's usually mid-November.
Careful.
Yeah, I know. I've been there before.
No, that's the weekend that you have that alumni thing with the Blues.
The Blues, yeah, exactly.
That's a thing that
the fantasy camp.
Yeah.
Text into the program like Bobby Tejas did, 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service text inbox. You can call in. Callier and Thompson, phone lines 314-974-0101. And, of course, talk it over with other TMA listeners. Subscribe to the TMA YouTube channel. And that is brought to you by Form Energy. And email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, which comes your way on the Polos Plus dossier at 9:45. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. That's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at DesignAirService.com. Martin's a client. Doug's a client. I am a client. We recommend you become a client of a sponsor that has been with us now for more than a decade. That's Seth Goldcamp and his team at Design Air Heating and Cooling. You're dealing with any issues with your HVAC system, go to designairservice.com, and they will have a service tech out there very quickly to take care of any issues you and your family are dealing with. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com. The friend of the program, Mike McGreevy, had a big birthday night. We will talk about that coming up. Cam Jansen filling in for the vacationing Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Chairman Kurt on the ones and twos for the vacationing Jackson Burkett. This is the Morning After, and it's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Stiefel Studios on 101 ESPN. Jodeci? How can you do this today, Chairman Kurt? You can't throw me off with Cam in the Stiefel Studios.
I know what hits with you.
Whew. You know, I was telling my wife that last night. Said, had a really good show today. And I said, Chairman Kurt, he doesn't really talk a lot, but he gets what gets me going. And that's when you know, Cam, you might remember the song by Prodigy, Firestarter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
That's
might have been hanging out with Billet Moms at that time or
That's
something.
90s right there, baby. The guy died, actually. With the green hair.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, I know.
Iggy's with the bleached hair, and he is in the Form Energy YouTube chat. And while I think he appreciates your offer to handle the Gobbable auction, he said it's a silent auction.
Okay. That's all good, baby.
So you're out.
No big
deal. You're
deal.
out, Tom. So Martin Cam will not be at St. Charles Lanes in mid-November. So that's cleared his schedule.
Oh, good.
Maybe change it next year.
To an actual live auction.
To a live auction.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
look at
get the
Cam
people
is in
going.
here hustling.
Yeah.
We're trying to get you out of this.
I know, but this is different. Don't ask me to get a jersey for you, but if you want me to do the auction, that's where all these guys are drinking. They're doing it. They know where it's going. Like, people will spend money.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Especially if
and they're
they
going
got
to get
guys.
something good.
I was at you spoke at the one. John Kiowski, who is the president of the Hubbard St. Louis market, for, I guess that was at the MAC a couple Januaries ago. You were the featured speaker.
Yep.
And then your boy Losey was handling the auction.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like the 1-2 punch. And it was quite an event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to get people to pay attention.
Yeah.
You know, hey, we're here. This is what we're here for. Let's go.
Yeah. It was a great event.
I was sweating my ass off up there.
Why?
That doesn't sound like you.
No.
It was January.
I think
December.
I drank a coffee right beforehand. I crushed it. Kind of get going a little bit.
You felt good about the speech. Is that what you're saying, or you crushed the coffee?
No. I crushed the coffee.
I
was
loved the
sweating
speech.
during the speech. You talked about this the other day, about you going back to 2004 to 2006, which I didn't listen to you then.
Were you in juniors at that point?
I was gone. Yeah, I was gone. But once I got traded in 2008, my dad's like, you got to listen to these guys. Then I started going to your show and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But I remember you saying that you hate hearing.
Oh.
Dude, I get that. But now
what do you mean? You see things that you were doing 20 years ago?
Well, having seen your hockey career, I understand.
Even anything. Like, sometimes you listen back, like, ooh, I don't like doing it. Sometimes you have to do it just so you edit stuff out with the pod and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Yes.
There's one clip in the 590.
I hope this involves you and not me.
Well, we've been there for 12 years. Like, I remember this popped up. I go, is that Tim?
Oh, God.
And that was one of those 2004 to 2000. Like, what was it? Were you going crazy? What were you doing?
So if people listened at that time, I wouldn't blame them at all for thinking I was on cocaine. And I'm being 100% serious. And at that time, I was in my 20s, and we would go out, and truly what we really did was go to the strip bars. But it wasn't like, we're going to the strip bars to go to the strip bars. Bars would close, and a lot of guys who were probably around my age and a little younger, you would fall into that category. I don't know what you guys were doing. I remember seeing, They can't do it now, at least not in St. Louis because of the phones. But then you couldn't have phones out at the Stag Bar anyway. Yeah. But either way, the bars would close on Washington or Harry's. And then you want to keep going, and then you would go to the street. So you'd have, girls there, but they're not, going to, do what I would prefer they were there to do. They're going just to continue to hang out. And so I wouldn't go to bed until 4 a.m. on the weekends. And then the show would roll around, and it's like I didn't sleep last night because my sleep's all out of whack from the weekends. And then I'd come in, and I was doing television at the same time, working 7 days a week. And it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster.
I bet you if I listened back to it, I'd laugh my butt off.
It probably was good in the sense that you had somebody like Martin and somebody like the Cat, and then you had this bat crap guy. But the key was that Martin and the Cat put up with it.
I went and listened to a couple of those old segments yesterday.
I don't want to talk about this. I'd like to leave.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I listened to one in particular, and I thought if Tim heard this, he would absolutely hate it.
Yeah. But then Buck Swope is putting together this Swope's Picks, and he sent me the link yesterday of the Lisa Ann relationship with the show. And it goes back to, I think it started in 2018. And I'm listening to that, and I'm involved in that, and I don't cringe at that. I'm not like, oh, man, I'm really good. I'm just like, because that's who I am now.
Yeah.
But that guy in 2004 to 2006, and I don't distance because it was fun. It was great. But, man, when I hear it, I'm like, oh.
Some of these old blues clips of me getting interviewed by, when I got there, and I'm like, oh, my God. I talked about Elvis one time. Like, it's still on YouTube. They would interview and all these different things. You're from here. And they pop up once in a while. I go, oh, God, let me listen. Oh, Jesus, Murphy.
Well, you feel like like kind of dorky, or?
No, it was too much.
Oh, you over the top?
Way over the top.
Well, that's related. Good morning, fellas. Love this show. Love having Cam here. Real quick, what's the over-under on number of energy drinks he'll have throughout the day?
That's a good question.
I got one.
What do you got? I see there's a Gatorade. There's certainly...
Yeah, I got
I don't know if you want me to release what's all in front of you. That's not
I got
my
water.
turn.
I got Chew. I got Gatorade Zero. I got
Every
my
morning,
coffee.
it's a water and a banana, and then a protein shake at 9 o'clock.
Paper. I always like to
You ever wrote the paper?
You got the newspaper.
Because my dad always had this for years, and he'd sit and he'd read every single detail of everything, and I just sit and watch him eating breakfast, and he'd just read everything. And then all of a sudden, he would call out people, whatever it is, and I'd get chirped in there or whatnot, and he'd get pissed. But I
you
loved
tell
it.
that Tom Wheatley. I didn't appreciate that
Frank Cusimano did the
comment.
same thing. I was always after him in radio. I'm like, he always had a paper. I had a paper. I just like reading a paper. I hate my phone. I'm on it too much. My neck's built. There's a bulge in the back of my neck.
What's going on with your neck?
Because I'm like this all day.
Got it.
Because I read stuff on my phone. I'd rather have
Martin's
that.
reading the paper now.
Look at that right there, baby. What's up? What happened last night? What happened last night with the Cardinals?
I'm playing your dad, and you say, hey, Dad, what's life all about? Shut up. I'm reading the paper.
Why is the headline cost of pitching scramble is clear when they're coming off a dominant performance?
I feel like the same thing.
I fear you may have gotten an older edition because...
No, look at the date.
Well,
what is the date, Martin?
Well, it says Thursday, July 9th. Cardinals versus Brewers Tuesday doubleheader. So this is a little dated.
They're dated. That's the problem.
Well, I think you got there's an updated edition, I'm sure, but I don't know what the printing situation is.
Does it come out like 2 hours later?
I think it comes out on STLtoday.com and the STL Today app.
It wasn't like an 8 o'clock game. 6:30 game last night.
Well,
yeah,
I was going to read
stuff?
it. No, I was going to read it. I just wanted to ignore you like your dad probably did.
He did.
Shut up and learn how to skate. And if you can't skate, beat the crap out of somebody.
My dad was cool.
You know any of these boys on the current Cardinal team?
No.
No.
Not
you
at
probably
all.
did.
Oh, God, yeah. Throughout the years.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was there in and out. We do stuff together. You know what I mean? The Rams at the time, I was always hanging out with those guys, too.
Who were you hanging out with? I'm curious.
Well,
Laurinaitis?
Yeah, I saw him a lot. 55, yeah. I hung out with him a lot. God, there's a... Well, I wasn't hanging out with Richie Incognito because he tried to fight me that one night. And that actually turned me
off. Was that at Flannery's? I might have been there.
No, that was at Harry's. And that turned me off on them, the whole team, because they're like...
But he wanted to fight everybody. Yeah, so what, they all gathered around and said, okay, let's Richie, you go against Cam?
Instead of saying, stop, what are you guys doing? What are we doing? They're like, fight him! I go, what? I'm with like two of my buddies, not hockey buddies, like my buddy Travis and Jason from Eureka. And
they'll scrap.
No, they won't. And so I'm like, what are we doing? So that turned me off on the Rams a little bit. But there was some guys that always we'd see at Harry's. They're like, Cam, let's go back to my place, and they'd have monster places in Ladue, pool party, whatnot. It was cool. That was a good time, man. You were in the game at the time too.
Yeah, that's the best. Like I don't distance myself from it. I just don't like to hear it. It was super fun, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But I just hear it now and I go, "Ooh, God, what the hell is going on?"
I know. Like, get me away from all that.
God,
I like to hide.
I'm just finding out now that Tim was not on cocaine because
the whole time you and the cat are like, "We gotta get this guy tested."
We'd go over to our Webster studios getting ready. Yeah, I think he's on cocaine again. You and the people have said they missed HTC Hot Take Central.
The cat,
you, the cat, and Chuckles Marlowe.
The cat.
Then they kicked Chuck out, and he's like, "It's fine." I'm on YouTube.
Those two would go at it for literally. We would do 1.5-hour segments, like you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite thing in the world.
Those two would go back and forth for 1.5 hours, and I would sit there and laugh, and it was all
back and forth on what? Because we were there at the same time. Politics?
Oh, my God. Yes. And at the beginning, it was hilarious. And then I'd look at their board op, I'm like, hey, drop something to Biden. And
you grab the paper.
And those two would not, because Cat's not stopping. He was different when he was on. Well, once we did that, he was going at everybody and making his point, and it was the funniest damn thing. Me and him would hang out like 45 minutes before the show. We'd have competitions of who's going to get there earlier, and he would get back.
That's never been a competition on this program.
He would get back from literally L.A. at 6 o'clock in the morning and drive straight there.
That was his thing.
And
He
go
would do
right.
that because he said if he would go home and go to bed, he'd be done. Can't do
He
it.
would fall asleep a couple times where I had to be like,
He did a picture of him
and
sleeping.
He'd pop back up. But I respect that. Like, he was always there. But him and Charlie would go at it so bad. It was the funniest damn thing in the world. But then you step back and look at it, you're like, nah, it's not healthy. Oh, my God.
Now, did it actually get tense? Or
Oh,
was it-
yes.
Oh, really?
Okay, there's Nate Lucas was involved, too. So there's a couple other characters involved that would chime in, and it got crazy a couple times. Nate laughed and fights and this, and I'm like, okay.
Like physical fights?
It got close.
Wow.
Yes.
Martin,
You
I
got
didn't know what was going on.
He'll
here.
talk about it. It was, but I would be.
I have a feeling Chuck may have been in the minority in terms of his opinion.
Charlie would be so funny though.
Charlie Acasio.
Charlie knew how to get Cat though. He'd say something. Oh, you're just watching Tucker Carlson, and then he'd look at me and wink, and I'd start laughing. And oh God Almighty! But it's not. You cannot do that. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
It ruins things.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, it was funny for a while, man.
Yeah.
You've been through that kind of stuff with different things. Maybe
Sure.
not politics stuff, but I guess there's a couple weird stuff where you kind of had to put your foot down a little bit.
Well, I think if there's one thing, I suppose, that has allowed the show to go as long as it's gone is you compartmentalize, as I'm sure you had to do when you were playing. There can be stuff going on in the room, so to speak.
Yeah, damn
but when
right.
you get out on the ice, you got to do your thing.
Yes.
And it was never really amongst any of the members of the show, fortunately. We've all gotten along going back to the very beginning, fortunately. But, you know, there could be some drama that you dealt with, too, because you were at the same place that Martin and I were, and the Cat and Charlie, and it was...
A lot of drama.
A lot of drama. But when the time comes to do the show, you guys...
Big boy. Here's what I need from you, big boy.
The stuff I've learned in the last 12 years, jumping in radio so fast, Tim getting me in the radio.
Hold on.
I go,
Martin's
this is
going to
be
blame
fun.
me for bringing him from KTRS to KFNS.
Oh,
Cam's going to blame me.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yep.
I'm glad you did, though, man. You learn a lot from it. You learn the business side. You learn.
It was your
I never had
buddies
to
who were
deal
over
with
at my house, working on my house, and I said, I didn't know you were getting into it, and you were filling in on 101 on the fast lane, I believe.
Yeah.
And I said,
it's terrible.
Cam is I said, if Cam wants to do it, Cam is the kind of guy who will be great at it. This was like 10 years ago.
Did me and your dad hung out for a long time. God, it was the funniest thing in the world. Your daddy. I know you don't.
I don't know. Martin does his James
Stewart
Stewart
a tour
impression.
with your dad. We toured around St. Louis, going to different restaurants and stuff. He would walk into a room, and everybody would stop, and he would gain everybody's attention. I go, what the hell is this? I walk in like, I'm the guy. They would all look at him. Everybody would stop and start talking. It's the funniest damn thing in the world. I learned a lot from him,
This
man.
little Mick bastard comes rolling in and he owns the room
I
somehow.
love him.
And he's working with a guy who played for the Blues. It doesn't make sense.
I learned a lot from him, dude. I'm telling you.
My favorite Cam, I would say, kind of ism. I would tune in. You know, the Blues just won a big game. I'm going to get Cam's take on this. I would be dialing around, sampling. You guys were on HD5 at the time, so I was sampling all different products, and I would tune into Cam. You know, the Blues. What a thrilling overtime win! And I would catch him just the moment and say, "Dude." Did you hear this thing? No, seriously. They're having hurricanes on Mars right now. I was watching this video. No, hear me out, man. I swear to God. Oh, dude, you got to watch this video. No, it's all because of what's happening. In Brazil, these trees are falling over. It's because of these hurricanes in Mars. I'm like, what are you watching?
I'm watching.
Where are you finding this stuff?
I'm looking up everything.
You find the weirdest weather-related kind of conspiracy alien crap.
Hurricanes have always been on Mars. They have all kinds of stuff.
There we go.
I'm chugging with my boys.
Just so you know.
I made
There's
that
going to
up.
be earthquakes in Brazil, just like we saw in Venezuela the other
is
day.
there something I can calci?
Oh, dude. There was some, like, the other day, like, World Cup's going on and stuff. I'm like, the biggest news in the world right now is Venezuela with double earthquakes.
That's
Not
right.
an earthquake with tremors. No, and aftershocks. Double earthquakes by each other. And it rocked that whole area. And there's like 50,000 people missing. No one's even talking about it. Although, whenever Contreras went up to the plate.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. That's how probably sports
what do you
fans
think
are
about
aware of it.
that whole thing? 7 games, like sit down, boy. Like what do you think?
I think that if Cardinal fans probably got a taste of this, they wouldn't necessarily know had he not been here. That's a guy. I would actually say next to Yachty or Molina, Martin. Maybe you can correct me on this. The most emotional Cardinal in the last is in the 21st century is Contreras. That's yeah.
I told you that somebody associated with the Cardinals told me he was so emotional and could snap. It actually scared players
too much.
Like they were because they didn't know when he was. I loved. He was great to talk
He was
to.
entertaining.
He was the perfect to me. Yachty 2.0 because he had that nobody messes with my team mentality, which Molina carried for years. But he was a little. As we've seen in Boston, he can get a little too excited.
Yeah, I like that, but there's a certain extent to it, man. Like you don't. Tommy Pham, I kind of put it in that category too, right? Like where I always said, like, if Tommy was my teammate, would I like him or would we butt heads? Calling guys out, like, do your job. Like sometimes
that doesn't play well.
Settle down. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not talking like this is in here. Settle down. So if you're too loud and now you're a sideshow, then even like everybody's going to look at you like, I know you're getting on base and stuff. Calm down. We're all not doing that. Don't make it about you.
Let me see if this is, I'm trying to follow the whole thing. So let's say whoever it would be, and you played with some great players, if it were the guy who was one of the most talented players on the team, is it not a problem because that's the guy?
How far are you going?
What do you mean?
How far are you going?
How far are you going with your comments publicly?
How far are you going? Like Nathan McKernan could be crazy, and he falls off the bench, and he does this, and he gets, but he's not loud in the media. He's not trying to fight and disrupt the game as much. He might yell at your teammates, but there's a difference. And every time Tommy Pham's talking about a guy on a team,
and Tommy Pham would probably be the first. Well, maybe he wouldn't be actually, but we would agree that Tommy Pham is not Nathan McKernan, so to speak.
No doubt, but he's still part of the team, and it still affects everybody. So even if
that's what I'm saying. So like if Pujols had this personality, which he didn't,
it still would be a problem.
It still would be a problem. All right.
Yeah, like Barry, like
yeah. But Bonds wasn't like that.
No, he was just an ass. The guy. Like he'd be like, I got my own little thing here. I'm doing.
Right.
I'm not part of the team.
I witnessed the chair firsthand.
You know what I mean? You know, like he's just that kind of guy. Which maybe I'd rather have that than a guy that's too wild. And then we got to focus on you. And all these young guys are looking at you, and you're out of your mind, but yet you're scoring goals. Calm down. Like you're representing all. Calm. We need you. Focus. Calm down. So yeah, that would be a problem, even if it was Yager or whoever.
Okay.
Marty Brodeur.
Vitale.
By Joey.
You know he played
Jamie
with
Rivers.
Vitale
you said Jamie Rivers. He started bouncing with laughter.
Me and him are going to New York City in a couple days.
What's going on there?
We're the NHL has a media training thing that they do.
Let's get together, golf, gamble, and drink is what we call it.
So they started this a couple years ago. So they have a media training
for former players, probably.
For former and current players. Because we just had Scotty Wedgwood on, and he's like, I was invited. I can't go because I'm moving. I'm like, wow, current players are invited to this. So we don't know how many people are going. I looked at the list. I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of numbers there. So they're flying this in New York City to where the headquarters are. We're training all day. We all go out to dinner. We train the next day. We all go out to dinner and hang out for a couple days.
Sounds like a scam.
I don't know what it is, but they invited me. Roger from the St. Louis Blues, what's up, baby? Thank you for that.
Roger Hacker put you on the list.
Jamie and I are going to go up there, and it should be pretty funny. I don't know how they're going to control all of us in one setting.
Yeah, it's going to be chaos.
It's going to be chaos.
But is there trained like
yes.
if you want to do
they're all
analyst work, you want to do studio work, radio versus
show
TV,
us everything. I'm like, yeah, I'll go.
What would your ideal gig be?
My ideal gig?
That's right.
Tim, I think he repeated the question.
That's right. No, we can call that a delay tactic in the industry.
Because I would like to go, if I was going to be a pinpoint what I want to do, but have my own thing at home was the base of my revenue. Yeah. And if I could stay at home and do my own thing, but then if I need to do other things, that would be my idea.
I follow you. So you could keep doing like the Cam and Strick podcast.
Would I want to travel all the time?
Right.
Because the bigger you get, the more you're gone.
Right.
Like the more, like if you want to go to the top, you're gone.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, like how many days of the year do you think Panger's in a hotel room? Probably 150, 200.
A ton.
Yeah. I'd say.
And he's committed to it, and he's the best of the best.
Yeah.
And that. So that'd be great. You know, I would never be there, but just to have a good base and still get selected to do cool things too, and just have revenue coming in from different places, but have my base here so I don't have to travel all the time. I like traveling, but I don't. You know, if you got to do it, you got to do it. I'm homesick, man. I get homesick.
You don't
I
like
always
being
have been.
How
I
about
love
that?
being at home. I love being at home. Like, I don't need people. I need to leave to have fun. I like to be at my house. You know, even my little house in Eureka, I still like to be at home and kind of do my own thing. So, but you got to do what you got to do. If somebody offers you to do something, geez Louise, of course. But that would be my ideal thing. Do a little NHL Network here, do a little bit of this, but always have your base here where the big revenue's coming in.
Look, I've never had a really great work ethic.
He can't even get it out.
God, Iggy is so funny.
You can send in your text 314-399-9646. Cam's filling in for Doug here today and tomorrow on the program as Doug is vacationing. Chairman Kurt on the ones and twos as Jackson Burkett is vacationing. You can also call in at 314-974-0101. Collier and Thompson, sponsor of the phone lines, and Form Energy, sponsor of our YouTube chat where you can watch the show and talk it over with other TAMA listeners. And also text in and call into the program, and of course email in as well. The program is called The Morning After, and our 7 o'clock hour is brought to you by Healthcare Evolution. Go back and podcast it anytime you want from the Schaefer Door Company podcast. Schaefer Door is online at schaeferdoor.com, SCHAEFER door.com. That's Schaefer Door Company, longtime TMA sponsor. That's Jason Gosrow and his team at Schaefer Door. Any issues you might have with your garage door for your home or for your business, Schaefer Door will come out and take care of it for you. They are a LiftMaster partner. It's Schaefer Door at SCHAEFER door.com. That's schaeferdoor.com. A LiftMaster partner, Schaefer Door. 746 in St. Louis. Time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers. Tim McKernan, Cam Jansen, Martin Kilcoyne, Chairman Kurt with you on the program. It's TMA 101 ESPN from the Stiefel Studios.
This is Chairman Kurt with another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals break the 4-game skid last night, winning 5-1 at home against the Milwaukee Brewers. Michael McGreevy going 6 1/3 of one-run ball. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
That's a rare moment where I don't recognize the song unless it's I Need a Hero. Is it I Need a Hero?
Yeah, there's a reason
Bonnie
why.
Taylor.
Bonnie Tyler. Scott's.
Well, she's dead.
Well, there's one way to announce it.
God, I have to tell you, this must be all your show prep. You would do a lot of show prep. Wow, you were ready to go.
Let me see that paper.
Yeah, what do you got on there?
I got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, newspaper.
I know.
This one may be a
When
little...
did she pass
Barbara
away?
Billingsley passed.
Yesterday.
No way.
Yeah,
75.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Boy, when I say I'm in a little bubble.
She's great. If you watch her live on YouTube, she's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, she was quite a performer.
Fantastic.
I did not know.
Somebody said it in the YouTube chatter. I hadn't heard it either.
Died in a hospital in Portugal.
Yep.
Good life.
Is that right?
Good life. Well, I don't know.
Well, I was going to say.
Maybe not.
How do you know?
I don't know.
I don't think that's the most honest assessment because people say that, and then everybody just goes, yeah. But you know what? You had a moment of clarity.
She could have been going through hell for the past 20 years. I don't know.
You know what?
I shouldn't have said that, to be honest with you.
I don't think you'll be doing the eulogy. I'm going to go out on a limb.
That's where we play the Mike Francesa Stan Lee.
She despite having a great life, she unexpectedly passed away to an unknown illness that she was being treated for at a hospital in Portugal. However, radio host Cam Jansen said she had a good life.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that.
No, I know what you're saying. She had a great career.
Great career.
Was that song in that 1985, end of the year Cardinal video? I feel like I can picture.
Wow, nicely done. I feel like it was in a film, and I can't picture what film. Somebody, 100 people are going to text in what movie it was in. God, what film? Like a mid-'80s film.
Yeah, popular.
Was it Footloose? No.
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Footloose, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Also Shrek, if that's what you were thinking.
Shrek?
I wasn't thinking Shrek.
What?
You can text in your, see if you can top Cam's Bonnie Tyler tribute.
I'm sorry, Bonnie.
That was really emotional.
Bad girl.
314-399-9646. Cam Jansen filling in for the vacationing Douglas Elvin Vaughn. Chairman Kurt filling in for the vacationing Jackson Burkett. I think we will be hearing from friend of the program, Mike McGreevy, coming up at some point on today's program on the Polos Plus dossier. I do know that we will be hearing from Brad Thompson coming up on the Polos Plus dossier at 9:30. The Cardinals needed it from McGreevy last night, and he delivered. Boy, was that critical. And I thought, Martin, he has been on a mission to get through 7 innings, and I was sitting there watching with my sons last night and laying out the math, and I'm like, man, he needs to average 3 pitches per hitter most likely because they're probably going to pull him if he gets to 95, so here's where the math is. And then, unfortunately, in the 7th, gave up a couple hits, and then they said that'll do it, and Ali Marmol pulled him. And still an incredible start on his 26th birthday that the Cardinals needed.
Who was it that called it last night? They said Cardinals money line after 5?
Jugs in D.C., Atlantic 10 basketball correspondent. He was on Cardinals' first 5 innings, sharp play, along with McGreevy over 2.5 strikeouts. So he lowered the total. You can always move the numbers around. And I think that paid, I don't know what it paid, plus 180 maybe? I don't know what it was. But that tip of the cap to Jugs in D.C. as the Cardinals not only won the first 5, they won the game and get a much needed start from a starting pitcher. Riley O'Brien, even though not a save situation, closes things out, and the Cardinals get themselves a win over the Brewers.
And Jugs yesterday was pointing out that McGreevy and Harrison, Kyle Harrison, starter for the Brewers, who they thought should be an all-star, that their ERAs were very similar. After last night's outing, they have the exact same ERA, 3.01. Harrison only went 4 innings. They got him out of there pretty early.
It was one of those games, and and I'll tell you what, he could have given up a lot more than he did. They were hitting him hard. And then the early going with McGreevy, I saw him give up a hit. Might have been like on one of the first pitches. And I go, oh boy, this could be a tough spot for him. But then, second inning on, he was basically perfect. He didn't allow a base runner, right, in between the second inning? And
he had about, 11, 12 in a row?
12 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that was absolutely critical considering the schedule that they have and how it temporarily stops the bleeding.
You know, they lost 7 in a row to the Brewers. They finally get that dub. And McGreevy is just so consistent. That's what it is. You know you're going to get 6. Maybe he'll give up 2. Last night, 6 in the third, only gives up the run. You got the Furminator, man. I get this Jose Fermin just hits enough. You want him on your club, and that's the thing is they figure out moving forward he's not going to be a centerpiece, but that's a guy you want on your bench. The bench has been terrible the last couple of years. He looks like a piece you want on the team. And then one of the issues for Burleson's been hitting left-handed pitching. And then he just drills one, and he got to sit and admire it a little bit. No bat flip, but a good little, did you mind that? I like that. You just got to watch it a little bit.
Do you think McGreevy heard me calling him out yesterday for always giving up a home run, and that's why he kind of shoved.
That's why he didn't give up a home run?
No question. That had to motivate him.
I told Tim I talked to him pregame. Now, normally, starting pitchers, it's almost as if they're in glass. Like the goalies, you don't talk to them. Like just, it's the day of the game, which I always thought was a little weird. Now, if it's Chris Carpenter, I would have gone the other direction in 2 seconds. But McGreevy was just sitting there by himself, and I said,
in the dugout?
In the clubhouse.
Okay.
This is this is 3 hours before the game, and he's just sitting there. And I said, hey.
Wearing a Navy cap?
He was not, and he did not have the TMA.
Navy caps on the road
shirt yet. I didn't notice postgame, though, what he was wearing. Otherwise, that would have been a great opportunity for it. But I said, somebody was joking they were your dad, texting the show, because Tim mentioned your dad listens. And he said, you want him to call in sometime? I'm like, no, I don't recommend that at all. But tip of the cap to Mr. McGreevy and Michael celebrating the birthday, if they're both listening. I have a feeling he'll call in.
I would imagine that is the case. We were texting last night, and I think he will be calling in, but I don't know what time. This is still pretty early. And then since it was his birthday, maybe they would go out and have a nip of the cooking sherry. So
where's he going?
So the deal is now, and I don't know what I mean. You played pre-cell phone for the most part.
I am out of the loop.
But my understanding for these guys is because I was like, oh yeah, because in my mind I'm thinking, oh yeah, they're probably going to go out, but they don't go out. Like they might go to like somebody's place, but you can't go out because then you got the phones. But when those Cardinal teams of the aughts and those Blues teams, because I remember seeing prominent members of the Blues at these fine Western Illinois establishments.
Oh yeah,
and nobody thought anything of it. It's just like, all right, people are going to hang out and they're going to have some
but you got to take your dad
some
somewhere.
Glasses. Yes, of course, that's what it was.
Like you got to take your dad somewhere.
I've never been to P.F. Chang's. Is that any good?
Go to P.F. Chang's.
Good. Harry's was definitely the pro athlete spot.
Oh, absolutely.
28 enjoyed it.
But I would say if and for all athletes, like you gotta hide when you can. Don't go out every game. Yeah, you won. You don't need to be seen. But if your family's in town, you take them to a nice restaurant. If somebody's filming you, so what? You're with your dad. Who cares?
Right, but that's different if it's like 3 a.m. and you're all left
Even
up.
if your dad's with you, like, I'm with my dad.
Hey, Outback Steakhouse got a good salad.
I'm not pitching. I'm with my dad. You still have like a safety valve.
My guess is they may have gone somewhere, but maybe not. I don't know. But I would expect he will be on the program at some point today. Here is what do you got, Chairman Kurt? You got a wide variety of clips from the fun and games last night with the Cardinal victory.
So I've got 2 Marmol clips. The first is just kind of complimenting and talking about McGreevy's outing. The second is him talking about the decision that kind of led up to him skipping a day and pushing back. Got a preference?
Let's hear both of them, actually, but start with the first one.
Made pitches and then was able to settle in and did a really nice job in the way he used the sinker. That was a good pitch for him. The cutter was good. He threw some much better sweepers, too, so that was fun to see. But the overall mix was really good. Gave us exactly what we needed today. I mean, everybody has a pretty good idea as to where our pen is, and giving them a break was important. So sending him back out to see if he can continue to get us just a couple outs was the play, and I'm glad we did. But he did a really nice job. Made pitches and then was able to settle in and did a really nice job in the way he used the sinker. That was a good pitch for him. The cutter was good. He threw some much better sweepers too, so that was fun to see. But the overall mix was really good. Gave us exactly what we needed today. I mean, everybody has a pretty good idea as to where our pen is. And
wow.
Doubled up. My apologies.
I don't know. I was hearing it, and I'm like, I guess he said the exact same thing, but then he's going to change his thought. No, it just was the same soundbite.
Yep.
And you're going to grade yourself harshly for that, aren't you?
That could have happened to anyone. I'm not classically trained.
Right.
Did Jackson cut that for you and leave it?
Ooh, sabotage. Listen, all y'all.
No, that was me. That was me. Papers is nothing but help. And this is the decision to push him back a day.
We obviously spent a lot of yesterday talking about pitching, and one of the early decisions was pushing McGreevy back today. What's the tangible benefit of that today? I mean, is that last inning? Does that happen if he doesn't have the day?
No, I appreciate the question. It's good to listen to your players and how they're feeling. And then we talked about yesterday. At times it doesn't feel great based on what happened yesterday, but you get a guy that's rested and gives you a really good outing today and did exactly what we needed to save that pen. So I'm glad we were able to stick to what we said we were going to do, give him the extra day, and he did a nice job of picking us up.
Again, he is referencing what the players are saying. He said this the other day as well, because my question was, is this just the front office saying we've run some numbers, it's time for a break, and we think it's in the best interest of the player based on our analytics, as opposed to a player saying, man, my shoulder's kind of tight, or my arm's really been not quite the same the past week. That to me is different, because if it is just, well, we've run some numbers and we think it's time, I hate that. And if you and then you put yourself into a bad spot pitching wise those first couple of games against the Brewers because you made a decision independent of the player. But this clearly now, Ollie, 2 days in a row has said we're listening to our players. We have to respect what they're telling us. So it would be interesting to hear from McGreevy if he said, yeah, I just kind of wanted an extra day here or there, because he went a week in between starts. Certainly it paid off, but because they pushed everybody back, it kind of put him in
the doubleheader debacle.
Put him in a bad spot, yeah, for sure. And you had Dustin May on 3 days rest on Monday, and I was saying if McGreevy makes that start on normal rest, you don't back yourself into the corner.
And then but then he's getting 2 starts before the All-Star break. Maybe it was timed out that way.
Right. We only want him to have one.
Yeah, so like I said, I think he will probably be on the program today. And we'll ask him.
Maybe he's afraid. Maybe he's afraid of Cam. You know,
Really?
pro athletes. You know, he's afraid you're going to bring some heat.
Yeah, I don't know if I am. I was just going to ask him.
You don't know
where you going to take?
What's up, baby? What's up?
Where'd you take your daddy? How many pitchers though do you think nowadays are like, nah, I'm hurt a little bit. I'm going to suck it up this game because I need to be on the mound.
I think it's more common with the relievers who pitch regularly that they go to the manager and say, all right, you know what, I'm good. I pitched last time, but it was only 10 pitches. I'm good tonight. They always tell the manager, hey, I'm good. Or they'll say, you know what, I don't know if I can do it tonight because, man, I threw 20 pitches last night.
You don't want to get lit up.
Right. They try and tell, and there's certain guys who just say, I'm ready.
Yeah.
No matter what.
With starting pitchers, it's just kind of assumed it's your turn every 5th day. That's why I was caught off guard when they moved them back this week at the time when you're having not a critical, but an important series against a division rival that's in first place. I thought the timing was weird because you're coming up with the break, but Ollie has said repeatedly that you got to listen to your players. So that on the surface is players saying, hey, man, I wouldn't mind an extra day or I'm wearing down a little bit.
Guys, if it was management who pushed McGreevy back, it tells you they don't care if they lose and they want to sell at the deadline. That's from Mr. Banger. Mr. Banger. I personally do not see it that way. And my reasoning is I think that the Cardinals are probably going to be selling at the deadline anyway. I think, and I also don't, I'd be very surprised. Martin, you know Ollie Marmol much better than I do. But I would be very surprised if Ollie Marmol went up there and attributed something to his players that was false. Cam, you actually played professional sports. I cannot imagine that would play well. It doesn't matter if it's an NHL room or an MLB room. If a manager or coach goes out there and says something, attributes it to a player, and the player didn't say it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be a problem.
Yes, and everybody would know.
So therefore, it is my premise that it was not Marmol or Heimblum or somebody in the front office saying, hey, we're going to push you back because we want to sell at the deadline. McGreevy, I would think, had to have been the one to express either that he felt fatigued or that it would be best to push him back a day. That's my reasoning. I could be wrong. Ideally, we get a chance to ask Mike. At the same time, if Mike's not going to throw his guy under the bus.
Right,
you know
that's
what
the
I mean?
other thing is if the player didn't say
Right.
that and the manager's out there
Right.
publicly, they'll say, yeah, well, it's kind of a combination of things. We're all on the same page.
because you could see in the modern era of baseball that they would have a number in mind. Oh, he's at how many innings? Oh,
Yeah.
We got to be careful here. They do that a lot, so it's not out of the realm, although what we've been told is that it was the players asking for the day.
Jugs in D.C. did not like Mr. Banger's take, so much so that he said, that's an effing awful take. That's from Jugs in D.C., who is flush with cash after his parlay yesterday. Hey, Tim, do you think Marmol would come on the show and give a mid-year chop it up? He was a good listen when you guys had him on at spring training, and I gained a lot of respect for his approach. That's from the Oakville O-Face.
Bet he would.
I bet he would, but he is going to Philadelphia for the All-Star game, so he won't necessarily be hanging around.
But I bet he's pretty confident on what's going on right now.
Sure, they got to be thrilled. I mean, he's in the mix.
Might as well talk now.
For Manager of the Year.
Yeah.
Not that he's the favorite. But he was. I'll have to take a look at where things are. Weatherholt's the favorite for Rookie of the Year, but Marmol was in the mix for Manager of the Year. What do you think on that, Matten?
I just wonder if that Pat Murphy will get it again. I mean, the Brewers every year, and they're not just winning divisions. They're like, what,
24 teams?
Why? You know what? I would love to get somebody really smart at baseball, maybe in the game currently, who says, here's what Milwaukee does. One of my theories is that they're scouting is at the professional level, like when you get somebody else's players, not minors, not 18-year-old kids, they always get veterans who don't seem like a big deal. And when they get to Milwaukee, they're the perfect fit. This
You're
Jake
exactly
Bowers, you're like, who's Jake Bowers? Been on like 4 teams. He's great for Milwaukee. They go to get Andrew Vaughn from the White Sox. Immediately, huge hit for them. They got Willie Adames a couple of years ago. They always find guys in the league. And when they grab them, even Harrison, like that end up being really good. So I don't know what their professional scouts see.
Here is something, Martin, that I think you're exactly right. From my standpoint, it's 2 things. The Cardinals have not had that happen. I don't know how you get to optimize guys who you think are on the scrap heap, but then they would come over and have success. Over the last decade, the Cardinals really haven't had that.
Used to be the Dave Duncan effect.
That's exactly.
That?
Woody Williams to me is like the patron saint of that. He was a guy that was the Cardinals when they traded Langford to San Diego actually wanted Sterling Hitchcock. And the Padres didn't want to trade Hitchcock. And so they're like, how about Woody Williams? And the Cardinals are like, okay, we'll take him. Duncan thought he saw something that he could help him with. And then Woody Williams came over here in 2001 and may have been their best pitcher on a team that nearly beat the eventual world champion Diamondbacks in that NLDS. So the Cardinals used to have it because of Duncan. The other thing that the Brewers do that the Cardinals have really failed to do, and I was talking about this yesterday, we were talking about the trade deadline, the Brewers will pull the plug. They would pick a lane at the trade deadline, whereas the Cardinals, for most of the years over the last decade, would kind of hedge and try to stay in it. And they wouldn't be buyers, but they really wouldn't be sellers either. In 2022, they certainly were buyers when they brought in Quintana and Montgomery, and that was great. But otherwise, for the most part, they didn't really sell, but they didn't really buy, and they tried to just stay in it. And the Brewers would pull the plug to their detriment in 2022 with haters specifically. But that is what I think the Cardinals have changed up here, hopefully, under Chaim Bloom. And I think that's a big part of it. You have to pick a lane. You have to be willing to be unpopular in the short term to do what you think is in the best interest of your team or your business. That's being a leader. And I think the Cardinals got content and thought, okay, we can pull 2006 and 2011 out of our asses again. And then it hurt them, and they didn't capitalize at the trade deadline. Brewers did.
I do wonder why, if you want this Luis Gastelum to come up, which, by the way, Tim, I'm always leading the league in awkward moments, and Cam, I'm in the clubhouse. And we were on the field. We're doing a Riley O'Brien piece about him making the All-Star game at the age of 31. He's a guy who pitched at College of Idaho. It's a great story that he ends up at the All-Star game. So I get into the clubhouse, I see this Luis Gastelum, who they just called up, and I start walking. I knew he probably already talked, but when they come up, they'll talk again. You know, they're not the savvy vets who's like, get out of here. Yeah. So I walk over, they're like, whoa, do you need the interpreter? I'm like, oh, he doesn't speak English. I didn't know that, but I was looking at him. Our guy Polo was standing right there, and I said, Polo can interpret. They're like, no, we have an interpreter. I was like, it would be more fun if it's Polo doing it. But I'm thinking, why not him, too? Why did we have to experience Jared Schuster for a day? You know, that's the one I don't get. If you're going to go to a young guy out of the pen, somebody that has, you know, in theory, a chance to get people out because he's been good at the minor league level, why waste the shoestring?
Did you get an answer on that?
No,
Because I'm curious. I was curious about that too.
Well, no, I was not there for Ollie's scrum. Things were running way later yesterday. I got down there, got in, got out, but I was thinking this Castellum, which there was a great debate about how to pronounce it. And Michael Whitty, friend of the show, the PR guy, was looking for clarity, and Polo and I'm like, who better than the guy from Mexico to explain it, or the guy from CBC to tell him how to say it? And then we started workshopping. I said, what would Mike Shannon do? Because there was a debate over how to say, Mr. Castellum is on the mound today. But that's one I don't get. I understand, Dobbins makes sense because he could come in for a day with the doubleheader, whatever. All these things, pushing pitchers back if it's because the pitchers need it. Why not get that Louis? Why did we have to experience Jared Schuster is my question. Mr. Luis Gaston.
He had a good time, didn't he?
Did you ever hang out with Mike Shannon?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
could. Oh, my
what
God.
was that like?
Boy, the English language took a beating that day.
I sat and listened to him. You know what I mean? I think I was with a bunch of guys, and he just talked, and we listened. We didn't even say anything. We were mute.
That's all you need.
Sometimes that's what you have to do. He's the big dog, man. He was the big dog. We all knew it.
Yeah. I mean, he and Chase got close, right?
Yeah.
Did the hunting trips.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's interesting.
The stories just had to be.
I know. No, there's some interesting characters that came through St. Louis, man. If you really think about it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
If you look at a couple other you get some guys here and there, but we've had a lot of loud, big dogs that talked, that did their thing on the ice in the field or whatnot, but they said crazy things. I don't know. We had a pretty good run.
That so much so then would not only just be popular here, but then like Chase, be the first one to say, it's not like he was take your pick of whatever you would want to compare it to, some superstar, but his personality makes him a force, gigantic force. Shannon, had to quit the game, but became a force because of the personality. And you can go back even further if you want to go to Harry Carey starting here, and Joe Garagiola and Jack Buck, and all of these personalities, and Dan Dierdorf, was an offensive lineman for the football Cardinals, and then he's calling Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it winds up working out that way, but I think St. Louis, pound for pound, has produced some of the best as far as alumni goes that not only are endeared to this community and it's reciprocated by the community, but then also translates on the national stage. And, of course, now currently Joe Buck would be.
Well, I think the fans, too, again, like you said, like they help you bring out your personality here because they accept it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can be yourself in front of the fans here. Mm-hmm. They're not necessarily critiquing you all the time. I think it's always going to change. But no, I think people are very, very comfortable here, and then they're like, okay, I'm just going to be myself. And then all of a sudden, now you get Walt or whoever or whatever,
My favorite
raccoon is out on or it's a kitty cat.
Kitty cat. Favorite chaser, Mike Shannon story, they flew on a private plane to some remote, island in Canada for a fishing trip. And I guess the pilot was just kind of rude, and Shannon had enough. And he tells the guy to get. He's like, that's it. Get out of here. And the guy gets in the plane and leaves. And Chase goes, Mike, how the hell are we getting out of here? He goes, I'll find somebody. And Chase goes, we're in the middle of it. And Chase goes, a day later, a plane just shows up. That was Shannon.
That's the connection you have.
And Joe Buck would say that. I mean, he traveled with Fox and all of the top analysts, and he said, there wasn't a place in the world where I didn't go with Mike Shannon. And they'd be like, what's up, Mike? And you golfing tomorrow? And then the tea time would be set. The restaurant would be ready. He's like America's guest.
Is he the most notable CBC alum outside of you?
Oh, that's a great question. Larry Hughes takes a shot here. Larry Hughes. The Novelli Empire takes a shot. I think Mike Shannon is. On our Mount Rushmore, don't you think? Oh, for CBC.
Well, I mean, I don't.
Well, I mean, business-wise, the Novellis, for sure. Be right up there. But Mike, God, we were saying that yesterday, just laughing about the name and how he wouldn't care and just say it how he wanted. I'm like, I just miss it. Just totally miss that guy.
You don't really realize it until you get a little bit older and you're like, yeah, this guy ran the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And he did.
You see everything, what he could do.
Absolutely ran the show.
No one's tapping him on the shoulder like, you need...
Who was it that said that him and Yachty could park out in center field?
I feel like it might have been the cat.
I swear I said that years ago that he could park his Suburban.
Yes.
And LaRusse would be like, yeah, it's going to be tough, but we'll play around it.
Yeah.
I mean, he would walk in. People would be talking, the reporters, the writers would be talking to LaRusse, and Mike had to tape his pregame thing. Yeah, where's Tony at? Where's he at? Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
And like mid-interview with, Strauss or Bernie, she didn't care.
Who's second to him?
In terms of like
Just power and just like you said, can take a coach like now. Like, who does that?
I think Jack Buck had that kind of juice, but maybe carried himself differently. He wouldn't have done it that way.
I feel like I can't think of anybody else.
I know.
I mean, for real, it was with the Cardinals. Now, you can speak to the Blues, but truly, it's the same deal now, though, I bet, with when Molina comes around. There's just, and I don't know how to explain it. It's just when you're around it, you know it. But I'm sure you've been in the room with guys like that.
Oh, yeah.
Were there guys that wouldn't necessarily have to say anything? You're just like, oh.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Who?
Marty.
Yeah, I figured that was the one.
Yogs. But Yogs would say, Jeremy Yager would say things, and he would chirp our teammates, and I'd sit next to him, and he'd chirp Dana Zubras, and he'd be like, hey, Cam, you hear what I said? And I'm like, yeah. And Zub's looking at me like, what, are you laughing at his show?
You better laugh.
But everybody's different when it comes to Walt would be that way, with Andy Murray and Paul Correa and whoever. Did what he wanted. But when with the Devils with Lou, no one was really doing that. Even Scotty Stevens.
Yeah.
He would get on the bus late for a preseason game, 10 seconds late, and Lou would give him that stare down and sit next to, one of those. Scotty was in the league for 20 years already, 3 Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
So, that didn't happen much with Lou. Lou had his foot down
So
on a lot of stuff.
then was Lou the guy then? I realized he was in a position of power, but he was the guy.
But he was very reserved. He was not telling stories and whatnot, you know what I mean?
It was understood that he had all the juice.
All of it.
You're still afraid of him?
Yeah, a little bit. I think about him all the time.
I would think
PTSD.
I would think in a small slice, the hockey, like Panger knows everybody. So like when he walks into a rink, their TNT's doing the game that night.
We're here. We're doing the.
He walks in, and every assistant coach knows him. Every stick guy knows him.
Go right to him first. He's going to interview you, and then you go to everybody else second and whatnot. So,
Sharon in Clayton says, I was in a security line at Lambert in front of Yachty. He had glasses on, head down, in his phone the whole time, and he was intimidating. That's what comes with a GOAT. That's Sharon in Clayton.
He's not flying private?
I'm surprised Sharon's not flying private, actually, more than Yachty.
Maybe they were. Maybe they were on the tarmac together.
Is Yachty not flying private?
I bet sometimes, but not all the time.
That just shows you how expensive if you want to fly private consistently.
Well, a few weeks ago there was that story of
his plane.
That was
my God!
Was that that was a private plane? Yeah.
Yeah, it was headed to get him, and it had crashed in the Dominican.
Yep, I saw the video of that. Brutal. They didn't have time to get the fuel up.
You're welcome to get involved by texting in 314-399-9646. That's Air Comfort Service that sponsors the text inbox. Form Energy sponsors the YouTube chat where friends gather and talk it over. Subscribe to the TMA STL YouTube channel. And, of course, email in to the program, The Morning After at InsideSTL.com for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. The Morning After at InsideSTL.com on the Polos Plus dossier. Brad Thompson's always on the program on Thursdays. I think Mike McGreevy will be on the program today. Cam is filling in for Doug. Chairman Kurt is filling in for Jackson. Tim McKernan, Martin Kilcoyne with you here on TMA 101 ESPN. FanDuel is giving you a great opportunity on the biggest stage in the world. FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute, so you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. And Martin Kilcoyne, fresh off of giving you the Brewers with the over yesterday.
Was it the Brewers Orioles? I think I went under Brewers Orioles, and I picked the Orioles, and they didn't win. And then they didn't go under, and then I picked the Cards to lose, and the over, and neither happened. So fresh off all that, you know what we like to do is just to get right. Mm-hmm. So if you can, whatever you lost yesterday, triple it today and go all in. France and the over. We've got World Cup, baby. It's back. 3 o'clock today, France and Morocco. That game's in Foxborough on Fox. 3 o'clock, quarterfinals, World Cup. I do think it's hard to imagine a game with France not getting a couple goals. They're favored, but it's 2.5. So if Morocco gets 1, France gets 2, we're done. We're
go.
Good. So we'll go France and the over.
There it is. And you can visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Is this Guy? Yeah.
Guy.
You gotta play.
Was it Aaron Hall?
Thank you, Martin.
Teddy
Cam
Riley?
Jansen. I need some Pantera, maybe some Striper.
You can play Guy out at Eureka?
Lamb of God.
I love Cam, but I played this for Tim.
That's right.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Because you
man.
love Tim more.
I'll jam to this, dude.
You're welcome to get involved on the program. Text in, call in, talk it over in the Form Energy YouTube chat. And, of course, email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Martin's gambling tip of over 2.5 goals being predicated on the deep analysis of if, quote, France gets 2 goals and Morocco gets 1. There you go. Was incredible. It's like Jimmy the Greek is in that body and running around out there. That's from Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
You want fuck
Morocco, you want some?
He brings the heat.
Arbor Day is a four-time texture of the year, I believe.
Cam saw the workshopping of Tim saying, Martin, you got to play. And I was like,
scramble.
Now, I got to say, of all the ones that I've just kind of pulled out of the rear, I feel good. I know Morocco can D it up, and it could be low scoring. I just, with France's firepower, I just feel like they're going to win, and I think 3 is a reasonable. I do believe that.
I think if France can get 2 and Morocco can get 1, the chances of getting to 3 is pretty good.
Look at that. This guy here is on the Mount Rushmore of Seckman High School.
Yep. No, I heard that.
Self-appointed.
George Washington.
Who's on the Eureka? That Hakeem Haskins from Michigan a couple years ago went off.
There's a couple guys, yeah. There's a couple football players that came through there.
Really good football players. And then the guys, tragically, at Mizzou, he ended up passing. But remember the great running back? He was part of that trio with
Ernest
Devin
Blackwell?
Yeah,
Ernest Blackwell.
Remember what
Blackwell,
happened to him?
Olivo, Devin West, Ron
That
James.
was a weird story if you look that up.
I don't even. I honestly don't know.
Had kind of a sad ending.
Yeah, hardcore.
I don't want to get the Bonnie Tyler emotional tribute.
That's where I stopped. That's where I stopped.
That's a veteran move.
Yeah,
you can't teach that stuff.
Yeah, baby.
You can't teach that stuff.
Look that up.
Well, hell, we did a call together one time about it. I think you and Patty Maroon doing something would be gold.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
He's busy. I'm going to see him in New York. I think he's going to be up there, too. In New York. Yeah, he's all over the place.
He's doing stuff for the Lightning, but it's like serious stuff.
Yeah, he's coaching. His kid is
super legit.
Invited to their rookie camp, which is totally cool. You know, the same little boy that I saw
crying after his goal.
When we first, Patty had him at a young age.
Yeah.
He had him when he was in London playing juniors as a teenager. And you have this kid at a young age, he would take him everywhere, so we'd all work out together. And little Anthony would be right there, hanging out with all of us, never said a word, do his own little workout, hang out with his daddy, come watch us skate, go back to boxing together. We'd all hang out. And now he's at Lightning Camp while your dad is coaching the young kids. It's pretty damn cool.
That's
and I see
awesome.
Patty on TV all the time on NHL Network. Does a great job. Hair looks good. He's doing his thing. I can't keep up with him. He's got to go a couple notches down to hang with me. So I need him to do his thing. I gotta jump up a couple. I love to do something with him for sure. But he's a busy man.
My understanding, and honestly, this probably isn't fair because you might be like, no, he's good, but I've played in the show, so I know what it takes. But my understanding of that kid who, for Blues fans, they know from after his dad scored the goal against Dallas in Game 7. So emotional in the stands. I mean, that added to what was truly, I think, one of the greatest nights in St. Louis sports history, as hyperbolic as that might sound.
It's one of them, for sure.
He is a hell of a hockey player.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a hockey player.
He's a tall kid, too. He's got a little bit. Listen, Patty has a unique trait to him. Like, he's not fast. He's not overly physical because he can't get there. But, God, he's so good on the wall. He's so smart in front of the net. So if you have that mindset, kind of like Matthew Tkachuk and Brady, in front of that, the puck is. You anticipate where it's going, and so if he's got that, he's a little bit taller, a little bit quicker, now you're in front of everybody. Like, you got a good chance to really do some things here. So your dad's coaching everybody. It's just a really cool thing to do.
That'd
be fun
thing to hear.
It'd be tough to be a coach, man. You're traveling all the time. I mean, you are traveling all the time. You're still, as an assistant coach, you're watching video all damn day. You got kids at home. You're not there. You're before everybody else, 6 o'clock in the morning. Every single morning, no matter what. Even if it's an off day, you're still going in, watching video. It's a tough gig. But to be able to kind of go to training camp, coach some kids a little bit here and there, your son's there, it's a pretty cool gig.
Did that appeal? I know you're not doing it, but is that something that you would have or would be interested in?
People asked me to coach back in the day, and I'm like, I just don't want to travel anymore.
Yeah.
But to go do hockey camps, absolutely. Absolutely. Am I going to tell you how to score goals? No, but I know how to shoot the puck. I know how to get the puck off the wall. I know how to make teams. I know how to make coaches see you and understand you. And I know how to stick out. I made every single team I tried out for. I figured it out.
Is that right?
Pretty much.
But was it cross country a no-cut sport?
Cross country,
This guy ran cross country.
Yeah,
Cam Jansen.
Yeah, I did.
That is alarming.
Damn right I did. It was torture, beyond belief, embarrassing. But I had to do it because the football coaches were like, "Why'd you quit?" I'm like, "Well, because I have no time. We can't do both here, and I'm committed to hockey. So Coach Kimball's like, hey, come run cross country, get in shape. I'm like, okie dokie. Last every
Well, I was
time.
just gonna ask.
I'm like this. Everybody else is tall and lanky. They're like gazelles. Like, I'm the last guy, like, sweating so bad. Like, my dad's like, keep going. You're almost there. And then finally you're done, like, oh my, what am I doing? Then I got to go to hockey practice.
Would you stop for a Bud Light about halfway through?
Yeah, I call my buddies, like, hey, meet me over here. I'm going to sneak this way. I'm going to go onto the bridge, and we'll meet up everybody over there, cut a mile off of the course.
Do the wrestling coaches ever try to poach you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wrestled in 9th grade.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Did good until you get humbled, KG. You get humbled.
How do you get humbled?
I'll tell you. I thought I was beating guys because I was strong. I was beating guys. And I remember playing, I think it was like Francis Howell, and I went against this kid that was undefeated. And it was a Coach Peckron or Coach Farrell Shelton, who I love, was like, hey, don't go toe-to-toe. Don't lock up with him. Go get the double leg. Use your quickness. Da-da-da. And I'm like, nah, I got him. I'll go. He grabbed me, threw me down so fast. Your pelvic is sticking out like this. You know what? Sticking out. All the girls are looking like, good God. And it was so embarrassing. And they bam, bam, bam. You get up and you're purple in the face. Everybody's looking at you like, you okay? Like that was like a wake up call. Like, whoa, this guy's stronger than me. Figure it out, Cam. That's how you get home.
The great Farrell Shelton, the football coach, also coach wrestling?
Yes. He came to watch me play one time. He was a 3rd grade coach. I lived way out yonder in Cedar Springs, and I moved to Eureka, actually Pacific, and then I went to Gegge Elementary in 3rd grade. He was my 3rd grade teacher, and he was so cool. And he came and watched me play at Fenton Forum, one of my first years playing hockey. And he didn't have to. It was on a Sunday. And he showed up, and it was the coolest thing, and I'll never forget that. And he built his way up, boom, boom, boom.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he coach Kirkwood?
One state at Kirkwood. Had a great,
awesome guy.
Great coaching
Almost would
career.
have a heart attack. Every single game, he'd have to sit down on one leg, like, oh, God, and, like, regroup, and then, call off the play and whatnot. But those football coaches, man, they'll kick in the ass. Sometimes you need it. I don't like football, but if my kid played it, I want it because it's the discipline aspect. You got to be disciplined. They're on you every second.
You see some of these athletes when the WWE goes around the country, they'll grab, I think Halliburton when they were in Indy and Brunson when they were in New York. If the WWE came to you and they were coming to St. Louis and wanted to get you involved in a little thing, would you be open to that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, publicity at that time when I was playing, sure. I wanted cameras in my face every second.
What about nowadays?
No, I'll get hurt. I am a princess now. No.
You're a princess now.
Oh, God, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, kind of. Like, I don't want to do a backflip now. I can't do. Dude, I'm 260, man. I got problems, okay? Like, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? But, I mean, if there's money involved, I guess. Like, I told you I'd fight Reed Lowe for charity,
right?
but you got to give me $50,000 out of that charity account.
Let's set that up.
Guys, I'm just tuning in. Has Cam discussed cheating on the closest to the pin a couple weeks ago?
Oh, what a startling accusation.
Yeah. Well, I'm a charity case, and I didn't get that. Robert Thomas did.
So I thought you said it was Jackman who got it.
It was Robert.
Because he got game.
He got game.
Yeah.
Big time. Doesn't say much. Goes out there, sticks it. He's been doing this since he was a kid. Family got into it.
Oh, I didn't know that. He's been playing since he was a kid.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And then he told Jax to tell me that I got it because he's a nice guy in front of all you guys. And so I act like I did, but then I'm like, no, because I can't lie to you because you're going to look into my eyes.
Because I asked you,
you're going to look into my eyes.
What club did you hit? And then all of a sudden you got a little squirrely. And I'm like, something's going on here. And then you go, well, Jack's got it. And then I'm looking at Jackman, and he's just like confused.
So embarrassing.
It's not a lie. It's just a misquote of myself.
Exactly.
There you go. That's how you explain it, Mark.
Oh, wait a minute.
Thank you.
It's a misquote of myself.
I mean, it's quite obvious at this point someone is being lied to.
Remember he said, who had the first kid?
That's correct. That's correct. That was a question that we tended to.
Who had the first kid?
A lot of people think this show is moronic, but when you're able to have conversations like that, it shows that it's really essentially NPR just on WXOS.
So funny.
Text in 314-399-9646. Talk it over with other TMA listeners in that Form Energy YouTube chat. Michelob Ultra, longtime sponsor here on TMA. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates. It's Michelob Ultra, sponsor of TMA events, and also longtime sponsor of The Morning After. And you can email in as well for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. That comes your way on the Polos Plus dossier at 9:45. Brad Thompson at 9:30. And I expect the winning starter from last night's festivities, Mike McGreevy, to join us at some point on today's program. Cardinals getting a chance to soften the damage from the 4-game losing streak. And, man, that happened quickly. Everything was looking really good in the 6th inning in Chicago after the Jordan Walker home run on Sunday. But they lose that game and then lose the first 3 against the Brewers. And now we'll try to right the ship with 2 straight over Milwaukee. For the record, we were talking about Marmol. Martin, would you like to take a guess? I could have never done this for the record, so I want to set that bar right there. Of the top, Marmol is 4th for the record. So the top 4 candidates, according to
is Don Mattingly in the mix now?
Don Mattingly is 1.
Okay.
For manager of the year, according to the odds makers.
Pat Murphy's in there because the Brewers are so damn good.
Pat Murphy is 6th.
Wow.
Is this MLB or just NL?
National League.
Okay.
Would Walt Weiss have been in there earlier in the
Walt Weiss
year?
is still 2nd.
Okay. So Phillies, Braves, and unfortunately Dave Roberts can't be in the mix, can he?
Dave Roberts is behind Terry Francona in the bang-up job that he's doing in Cincinnati to the point
Dave
that they
Roberts
think he might be done.
By the way, you got the Dodgers roster. I'm sorry, we can't give you an award, okay?
That's correct.
Oh, boy, that's a great question. Is it going to be the Pittsburgh guy, Kelly, just because they're not horrible?
He is behind Marmol.
Okay, and Marmol was 4th, you said?
That's right. The only one we're looking for now is 3rd. Don Mattingly's plus 250.
Oh, the Marlins, Clayton McCullough.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'd doff my cap. Part of the issue is I'd have to know his name right off the top of my head, and then you just don't think of the Marlins as being any good, but they're legit.
And they're really good, especially of late. They've been on a run. Wow.
Rookie of the year, J.J. Weatherholt, is a pretty substantial favorite. He's minus
Stewart
160.
of Cincinnati would be...
Stewart, he had a home run last night. He's plus 280. Then it drops significantly down to Bryce Eldridge of the Giants. And I happen to be, just because my 4-year-old has become obsessed with baseball, and he goes, the Cardinals winning? And I said, the game hasn't started for an hour and a half. So I'm just like, I go to MLB TV, and I find that the Giants are playing the Blue Jays. I'm like, here you go. Here's the Giants and the Blue Jays. Oh, yeah. He watches it, and then he acts like he's hitting. And I said, holy crap, Dylan Cease has a no-hitter. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm invested in this. Dylan Cease, who was 1 out away from getting one a couple years ago, went into the 9th inning with a no-hitter yesterday. And unfortunately, the Giants, who really have had some significant issues offensively this year in Tony Vitello's first year, were able to get a base hit, and then there was a bat flip down 10-0 with the base hit, which struck me as a little odd. That's the kind of thing, if it was happening on the ice, there'd probably be somebody such as yourself to tend to that.
5-0, you score 6, and ain't happening.
I'm like, Dan Shulman on the Blue Jays broadcast. Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
He goes, I think he had a little bit of a bat flip for that base hit.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
who's going to be a bigger dog in this city? Weatherholt or Walker in the next 3 years?
Boy, I'll tell you what. That's a big dog. That's a nice question. God, here's the thing. Now, I know what I'm thinking, Martin. I'm thinking, I think they're both going to be forces. They're both 24, which is great. Just different styles of players. Yep. But, the 85 Cardinals aren't the 85 Cardinals if they didn't also have Jack Clark. But when you think of the 85 Cardinals, you're thinking of Ozzie, Willie McGee, Vince Coleman, Tommy Herr, the speed. But you had that Jack Clark force in the middle. So Weatherholt and Walker, different styles of player, but they're like ball players. I'm sure you were around guys who just, oh my God, you could not be around guys who loved the game, but guys who really, really loved the game and were obsessed with the game. And I kind of get the sense that's the makeup of J.J. Weatherholt, and I think Walker has improved so much.
He wasn't that way, though.
That's right. And that was, he got after it this past off season, and I think now he is trending toward that category.
He got chirped, too. I remember We were talking about Walker for 4 years. Like, oh, everybody's talking about him. He couldn't get it. And then I think one of the coaches chirped him and said he's not doing enough work. Wasn't that like a year and a half ago? And everybody's like, whoa. As a young kid, you're struggling. You're not doing enough work. I don't know what that meant. Maybe people said that he's using other guys, this, that, and the other.
He had a lot of people in his ear, and I think it caused confusion. But I
think they were frustrated with his buy-in and do
but
everything
this past
you can.
off season, he delivered on that buy-in.
Yes, and it's amazing because spring training. Well, will Walker work out? I don't know. And I think a lot of fans, maybe some in the front office, were like, I don't know. I'm not sure. The guy leads the major leagues in RBIs. He's at 70 now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just, hey, he's playing well. He looks like he's a decent ball player. He's leading the major leagues in RBIs. And he said, I asked him the other day, I said, biggest change for you? And he said, probably confidence.
There you
walks
go.
up, you could see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
Well, and then if you have some numbers and you go through a little bad series, you go for 0 for 8, you can shake it off. You look up your numbers. I'm having a pretty good year. You're not in the tank.
Exactly.
And you see it with Gorman, like I'm hitting 160, I'm hitting 180. Oh my, I strike out. Oh God, you can just see it happening to a guy.
Yeah.
And that is why, listen, I want him to win. We talked about this yesterday. It was an opinion that I know some people don't want to hear. Totally fine. Comes with the territory. But we've been lucky enough in this city, you don't have to be in the roles that Martin and I have been in, to recognize teams that have it and teams that don't. Same thing with the Blues, where you can spot it and where it's okay. It's like, if they got really, really hot and something were to happen, kind of like when they put the Avalanche, that dominant Avalanche team to the test a few years ago.
So, don't even get me started on that.
That this would be a huge surprise if they were able to, mainly because of the pitching situation. As Chip Carey and Brad Thompson were saying last night on the broadcast, the offense was probably one of the things that was one of the big question marks. And look at some of the numbers from guys that you certainly didn't expect, one of which was Walker. But if you really want to see the team continue to trend up, it's probably not only in the best interest, but a necessity to utilize some of the assets that they have on this roster to get to tend to the pitching, because they have a real issue with pitching, and a pleasant surprise that they may have some real solutions offensively. May have to tend to third base as well, but they have a real issue at pitching, and so, great. Unfortunately, that probably means you're sellers. And, hey, at the very least, you've gotten some excitement, a team that's got some fun personalities, and the talent that you just brought up in Weatherholt and Walker, and that is the foundation on which you build. Now, I know plenty of people would say, well, I just want to see him win this year, and I get it, but, you've gotten a chance to see the Brewers here recently. You also, of course, will always have the Los Angeles Dodgers. And you've seen what's going on with the Cardinals here lately, in particular with the bullpen and the pitching. And most likely, it's just not going to be enough. They could get it. They could be this 5 or 6 seed. I could see that. I could absolutely see that. But it's not likelihood, and it's not something that I would want to risk and pass on the opportunity to capitalize on some of your assets now to position yourself for a much higher likelihood in, take your pick of whatever year you would want to cite, but in the future. That is my position.
Can I say something dumb?
No, that's the show.
You don't even have to ask.
Yeah,
the audience listening is assuming
they'd be
one
alarmed at anything otherwise from any of us.
Listen, I ask questions. That's what I do. But even coming through this year, last year was tough. Guys are chirping left and right. You see it everywhere. Text line, blah, blah, blah. I saw it left and right. Talking to Jimmy and Rock, it's just every single day, negativity, leading into this year. And before anything happened, before Weatherholt, before what, all of a sudden you got a bunch of guys with their shirts off, and you're getting national attention. You're getting national attention when people are going to, you're thinking about revenue and people coming to the game, and all of a sudden you got these kids, they're just taking their shirt off, and all of a sudden you go on SportsCenter, and it's, headline news. How'd that come about? Was that marketing from the team?
No, that was organic.
Or was that just straight up organic from these kids from where KC came down?
No, they were Stephen F. Austin students. Our boy, Do you know Poling? He comes up on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good friend of mine. We were roommates in Missouri together. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's at the Blues. Yeah, that's how you know him. I'm sorry. Anyway, so he was hanging out one night with Marmol over at a City game. And Marmol, saw the supporter sections. And he goes, God, how can I get something like that over at Busch Stadium? Now, this is well before the Stephen F. Austin thing.
Okay.
But when that happened, Marmol seized on it. I think his Twitter account was basically dormant and said, something along the lines of, I'll pay for anybody who wants to sit in there. The Cardinals, and I could be wrong on this, Martin, you might have better insight. I think Inuk, who I think is incredibly sharp and now has been promoted, also seized on that because there is a conscious effort, I believe, they don't say this, but I think you can tell, to try to get younger fans in that place. I mean, that thing was a funeral parlor the last few years, and get it to be a place that younger people want to go. So there's certainly a conscious effort there, well beyond the tarps off thing. And so it became something that was synonymous with the Cardinals, and then other organizations started having it pop up. It started also in college football at some places, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, it's happened before. But
correct, but not in the Major League Baseball.
That group just happened to be in town for a tournament in Alton, and a bunch of them, they're baseball guys. They're on the club team at Stephen F. Austin. They go to the Cardinal game. They're having fun, trying to do the old rally cap. We'll do it with your shirts off, waving your shirts. Yeah. And then Ollie the next day is like, I got to have these guys go to the clubhouse. And that video, the players are interacting. And then Inuk on the business end of it is like, hey, listen, as it became more popular, they dedicated the right field bleachers to standing room only, general admission ticket. You come in. That said, it's been a little lean the last couple of days.
But it was a good start to the season.
Holloway may have started it.
Yes. Was there a big home run that somebody hit, and they're all like...
They happen to have, I think was it against the Royals when that started? Either way, they had a comeback win, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like Burleson hit, maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah. By the way, brief aside, the Burleson ball last night. Holy crap. For whatever reason, and maybe it's because of the way he was posing, I'm like, oh, crap, I guess it's going foul. But off the bat, I thought, and it wound up being the third longest home run of the year, only by a foot behind the famous Pete Crow Armstrong home run on that Saturday night.
And Tommy Troy,
your
Diamondbacks.
Holy crap, that's like your Clayton McCullough poll for the manager of the year. I would have never gotten that one.
Sounds like a text inbox. Tommy Troy. Tommy and Troy. But so it just randomly happens. Cardinals seized on it, which was smart.
Yeah.
Some nights are a little less robust than others out there, which is surprising because in the middle of the summer, I thought it'd be bigger than ever. High school kids, college kids in town.
Have you heard any negativity, like in small stories that have come out of that, of anybody being over intoxicated or anything going wrong?
Oh, you mean in that area?
Yeah, because it seems like everything's been positive.
I know. Yeah, you're right. Like the young kids, like 12, 13, 14, they're just going to have fun with it. I could see a college kid in his 20s maybe getting into a fight at some point.
Or blue hair, not happy with something, and it starts a thing. So, but
I was at a game, and we're leaving early just to kind of get to my car before the crowd does, and we walk past that section, and Kate's like, go in there and take your shirt off real quick. I go, really? I go, should I do that? And I look at myself, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to.
I thought you were always in the gym, bro.
No, I'm not. I used to be.
Is that right? You're not anymore?
No. 10 years ago, God, I would have had a shirt and anything. I'll go hang with those guys. But I was like, nope. But I saw the enthusiasm. It was pretty cool. And just to have that organically just set up in a year like this year with the Cardinals when it was so down and out, and all of a sudden you get a little spark. Like, it's pretty cool to see.
Sure, yeah.
Just a little spark.
I was thinking the same thing, Martin. I mean, you're down there. I'm watching it on TV, but it was notably a little thin. And that's unfortunate, but that's the byproduct of when you have a losing streak. It also was with a doubleheader and the random matchups.
A lot of games.
A lot of games. This weekend should be good. You got a night game going to that on Saturday with the family. Looking forward to that. And you got the Braves in town. And hey, maybe they can get today. You're not going up against the Miz. Maybe you get this one. Palante's been one of their best, and then carry that momentum into the weekend, and maybe you can keep this thing going. Text in 314-399-9646. That's how you can communicate with the show. You can also talk it over in the Form Energy YouTube chat. Subscribe to the TMA STL YouTube channel. Chairman Stephen DeMunn says, I love Cam. He once thought my stepson was my husband.
Yeah, I did.
And we were raising a baby together when I saw him at One Cardinal Way when we play in 36 at St. Albans.
What's up, baby?
That's Chairman Steve. He is in Des Moines, and he says you thought that his stepson was his husband.
Yes.
That's hot, man.
Yes. I was with Kate's family, and we rented one of those places that look over the look over Busch Stadium, like an apartment. They love going to the games.
And Stephen Wildwood was living there for a while.
Yes. So I went down to go get a drink at one of the, and he was with his son. And he looks young. This is a compliment more than anything.
That Chairman Steve looks young.
Yes.
And also the kind of guy who would have a young boy on his arm.
Exactly. Like a wealthy, older, kind of looks young.
There's no greater compliment.
I know. And they were hanging together.
Turns out Dad's
they were
gay.
hugging, and they were holding the baby together. And I go, I thought they were a couple.
What? That's your blink?
The way they were acting,
What's going on in Eureka?
I just was like, oh, nothing wrong with that. I was just like, oh. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, you're Chairman Steve. Never mind. Okay.
Oh,
so
that clears it all up. Chairman Steve.
I thought even more that they were together.
Oh, is that your... So how do you phrase
Him and his
that?
son. I thought they were
But what did you say? Like,
I don't remember.
Who's your boyfriend? Who's your
Something
partner?
like probably.
You did? Wow.
No, I don't know. Chairman Steve, what did I say to you? I don't think it was rude.
I guess you can have to call it now. I would text you, by the way, clarification. May 15th against the Royals, bottom of the 11th. Our guy Pozo, pinch hit, walk-off. So the crowd
there it was.
From Stephen F. Austin that was doing the rally rewarded with the hit. So had they not had the walk-off, maybe it doesn't get the excitement. And
it all came together.
Pozo, by the way, 2 for 4 last night. Martin, I'm always on the Memphis watch. Baez,
very familiar lineup.
But yeah, it is. Scott's the J.C. Gorman, Baez, Prieto, Pozo.
Was that
Those are the first 6 that was here in St. Louis. Now it's just down 55. Baez has cooled off, by the way.
He had a bad night last night, didn't he? 0 for 5.
0 for 5 with a K. He has cooled off substantially.
Now they'll call him up
in the month of July, just for the record, because that looked like it was on the precipice. So much so that Doug's fantasy baseball team picked him up and stored him. He is hitting $167 in the month of July. 2 home runs so far for Baez, who had an incredible month of June. How incredible? 10 home runs and hit .290 and slugged .677. Now, he has cooled off so far, though, in the month of July. Chairman Steve, he can call in. You can call in. You can email in, too, the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. And, of course, you are also welcome to write in to participate, but don't get suspended in Doug's suspension logule, which is brought to you by the Appliance Discounters. Just got a refrigerator last week from the Appliance Discounters. John Bradley and his family, the Appliance Discounters, great TMA sponsors over the years, online at theappliancediscounters.com, and they have an exclusive deal for TMA listeners. You come in today and you receive an instant 5% rebate off your next appliance purchase. That's right, 5% instant savings off their already low prices. In addition to the 5% instant rebate, you can receive other factory rebates, some up to $1,500 direct from the manufacturer. Now you know why they're called the Appliance Discounters. Huge savings, locally owned, next day delivery, 18 months interest-free financing, all from the #1 largest family-owned appliance retailer in St. Louis. Visit any of their 7 area locations in Afton, Baldwin, Concord Plaza, Earth City, Maplewood, St. Charles, or shop online at theappliancediscounters.com. Chairman Steve is texting our phones. I don't know what's going on. You guys can... looks like there might be an image.
Oh, I'm holding the baby.
Oh, wow.
I'm part of the family.
Look at that.
It's also nice that a listener has all 3 of our cell phone numbers.
And then group texts us.
Everybody has my number, dude.
Is that right?
Everybody, including Big Al.
That's got to be nice.
It is. And he has Kate's number, too.
Oh, that's kind of a cock, isn't it?
Really cool. Yeah. So if he doesn't get a hold of me, he messages Kate, which is fun.
Why?
Are you getting turned on by this?
Yeah, we don't kick shit.
He was
on this
hilarious
show.
when he called the other day, by the way.
He's
number 1 still.
He's always up.
He's number 1 still. He's the OG.
Big Al, Chairman Steve. We could have a monster.
There's a lot.
Monster call-in segment. The program is called The Morning After. Brad Thompson's up on the Polos Plus dossier. McGreevy, I think, is going to be on the program. I don't want to say for sure until I have the time booked. And, of course, we have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. It's TMA 101 ESPN.
Yeah. Breaking news out of Memphis. That man done it again. Bill Street got a hold of him. Can't seem to break this chain. Mr. Bloom, I'm begging you.
Is this a new track?
It is.
What do we got here?
This is called Wasted in Memphis.
Wasted in Memphis.
Who is it? This is me.
Oh, you make this?
Yeah, he's a hit maker.
Oh, dang.
He's the Barry Gordy of TMA.
No, I know. Dang.
Well, now, who are we talking about?
The guy that went 0 for 5 last night.
Oh, come on.
Bad timing.
Who's on your shirt? Should I know that?
Maybe.
Who is it?
Selena and Aaliyah.
Oh, they both. I just watched a documentary on Aaliyah's plane crash.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
What is, I didn't know
that's
about
what
that.
I do because I have no kids. Just so you know. Just so all y'all
Get out and go for a walk.
I do. And then I listen to that when I'm walking.
You listen to the show?
I listen to this show.
Oh,
then
got it. I thought you were talking about the Aaliyah show.
Yeah, I listened to how her plane crashed. It was in the Bahamas.
What was that, 2001-ish?
Yeah, and they got a new plane, a smaller plane, and their whole production crew is like, we need to go. We have to, island hop here. And they're like, well, we have so much weight. You have all that, you got all the equipment to do these video shoots. So they loaded it up. They couldn't get off the ground.
Oh, no way. That's what it was?
Because the pilot's like, I'm not doing this. And Aaliyah and her group were like, no, we have to get there. And it was overweight. And that's how she passed away.
Wow.
You heard
was that a Netflix thing?
No, it was on YouTube.
But she had a great camp. She had a great life, so don't worry about it.
Great life.
Bonnie Tyler tribute,
She was
emotional.
kicking ass at the time.
There's some conspiracy theories around that Aaliyah death.
What?
A certain rap, hip-hop mogul.
Lord.
Maybe a little jealousy about
which one?
The woman who would end up being his wife that was in Destiny's Child.
Oh. Hove?
Mm-hmm.
If he would have said Diddy, I would have been like, yeah, okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of shadiness going on with all that stuff. But I do think if you watch this documentary, they were trying to go island hop and get this production done because you can only have certain lighting. They didn't have different things, so they needed the sunset to be the right, so they had to get to a certain place. And they overloaded it, and she passed away.
Wow.
That's how it goes.
Is this a recommend? I like recommended viewing. I'm currently rewatching The Sopranos and enjoying the hell out of it.
I've done it too much.
Is that right? You've rewatched the whole series?
I know.
I think I've done it twice. This is my third rewatch.
Kate and I ask, she's listened now 15, 17 times.
Is that 15 times you've rewatched the whole damn series?
Go out for a walk, son.
I do. But when I come back and I want to cook dinner, I'm like, what's on? What's on? Nothing. Okay, just put Sopranos on.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
Put on, Pine Barrens episode. With him and Chrissy get lost.
Dude, I was watching this documentary about Prodigy. Like, what? That's a documentary.
Prodigy has one too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Would you think less of me if I told you I've never seen a second of The Sopranos?
Oh, well, you're missing out, dude.
What about The Wire? You ever watch The Wire?
Never seen The Wire.
Except for the third season.
Second season, right?
Or maybe the second
Was
season.
it the shipyard?
That was the shipyard season.
Yeah, let's just speed it up, or whatever it was, I kind of got turned off a little bit. Sopranos is going to get you to the end.
Yeah.
It's going to get you all the way.
It is so
fantastic.
And I'm just in season 1, like episode 5.
Fantastic.
Wife gets in the bed last night. I'm like, this is where I am. I'm in a good spot.
That's what we're doing.
This is what we got going on.
One of these days, I'm going to get around to The Godfather as well.
Wow. Cam's going to come across this dais and beat your ass.
My Jersey boys ain't happy with you right now.
Recovering alcoholic just looks at me in disgust whenever this comes up.
Dude, it's on TV every single day on something. It's fantastic.
Rich Gould has watch parties for The Godfather. I'm going to get you on the list this year.
Oh, is that right? Does he really?
His family, every Christmas, right around the holiday season, they'll have a family watch party. I'm going to get chairman. Yeah, why is he the chairman?
Well, I didn't want to take paper shine from him, but when Rich reached out and said, "Can I have your producer's number?"
Yeah.
I was in that day talking. We were talking about the music stuff. So I think he was looking for me for some help.
I gave him Jackson's number, and he really needed to connect with the chairman.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Martin.
Yeah, you got work to do.
Yeah, you do, but these are great assignments.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, my God.
He's single with no kids. I think he can get to this.
You got to get to it, dude. You'll be obsessed with it.
Guy gets up at 3 in the morning to work out. Why don't you sleep in a little bit? And the next night,
2:45 today.
The amount of quotes I get from The Sopranos, I say on an everyday basis, is incredible.
Cam, I guess you have a fan here in this Air Comfort Service text inbox. Tim, my girlfriend wants to know, how's it feel not being the most handsome man in the room?
Oh, that's a
from
lie.
Doug's fat friend.
That's
his
lies. Lies. Thank you, though.
Dino Bravo is not. This is rare, but Chairman Kurt has somebody hating. What a stupid effing song. No wonder you're single. I'm doubling down on Chairman Dork's virginity. That's from Dino Bravo. Now, for the record, the chairman was married. So
he'd still be a virgin.
No, but he's not a dork. I'll tell you that right now.
You trying to push up on my wife?
Why don't you sit down and have Chairman tell you some stories?
Oh, you going to tell some stories?
We don't need to do it here, but I'm just saying. There's some cool.
Man, it's like last week I learned about Jackson's girlfriend on the show, and now I learned Chairman Kurt's got stories and Cam knows about them? What the hell are you guys doing together?
Well, he just told me.
Wow,
He's an interesting guy. Really interesting.
Martin, I can't get a tell off Martin for anything, but Chairman Kurt and Cameron is speaking.
It's right up my alley.
Speaking
talking about what we talked about this morning?
No, well, that and
what?
Why are we speaking in codes? Why are we
should I
speaking
not?
in codes?
No.
Okay. So, but
Stay away from that.
Okay.
I didn't mean to bring it up. My bad.
That's fine.
But is it clear at this point Chairman Kurt has shared some tales from the bedroom with Cam?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that your thing? Tell a former hockey player?
Yeah.
I go, I get you, Kurt.
If you can get me on the phone,
when did you do this?
Tell him a story?
Yeah, from your bedroom.
I honestly am not sure what he's talking about.
It was the last time I was in here.
Oh, okay. I remember. I didn't know you guys even knew each other, honestly.
You told me that story in Mexico, and I'm like, God dang, boy.
Oh, God.
You guys went to Mexico together?
No. It's all good.
That's fine. Okay.
It's all
the last
so
time
funny.
I went to Mexico, I biked through a torrential downpour to go over to a little senorita's apartment, and I hung out there for the rest of the evening. Not a word of English was spoken.
Oh, and you speak Spanish.
Yeah,
and
that's the story.
When I left her apartment that morning,
I want to see the turn. Something's up.
I hopped on the bike to ride back to my Airbnb, and I turned on you guys, and I was listening after my Mexican dalliances.
Wow.
That's right.
And you shared details with Cam.
That's
right. This show is an audio cigarette.
Because you know when some people tell you stories, I'm like, okay, let's go.
Especially your level. I mean, the crap you've seen and heard and probably done.
When you tell me a story, I know it's true. I know when you're exaggerating. Like, I just know when you're trying to fill the gap. Okay. He told me a story. I go, yep, I get you.
Wow.
That's it.
I can't wait to hear this.
We're good.
All right.
No big deal. Pumping your tires up, baby.
Thank you.
That's it.
Lay off my chairman. That's
There
from
you
Jugs
go. There you
in
go.
D.C.
There you go.
Let's see. Asked Cam about the time he carved his name into a desk during psych class at Eureka. It's from Big Paws.
You went to class?
For a while there. Yeah. I probably did that. He used to sign my signature and give it to the teacher. Like, I'm going to play pro. They're like, okay. Okie dokie.
Guys, when it comes to guest hosts on the show, Cam is the best kisser by far. That's from Ancient Joe's Cave Ride Magic Man. See a lot of fans in this Air Comfort Service.
He's an OG.
Text. Yeah, you better believe it.
Damn right he is.
Women wanted to be like him, and guys wanted to be with him.
Oh, Frankie, I love you so much. I was just on with him the other day.
Oh, is that right?
He's one of my favorite. Oh, my God.
What were you guys talking about? This on the KTRS
Hockey.
program.
Yeah, hockey stuff, you know. But I remember him he'd always come in after you guys.
Appalled.
7 minutes late. Stand right there. Yeah. And then he would read off the drops of...
They have some clips of
drops of Frank were gold.
Reading the text.
There's a bunch of them in there. There's a bunch of Frankie drops.
Is this Lexington Steel?
Yeah,
There it is. Of course it is.
Lexington Steel.
I'm about to get paid in the Escalade. I saw my mother-in-law without any clothes on this weekend.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, to be fair, that's not Frank saying that. That's him reading the text line.
Oh, man.
Not aware.
God.
That's a little bit of Ron Burgundy, though, doing that.
I laugh at him so much. He's so damn funny.
Pop a champagne and make love all night.
Cam is a great kisser, but Charlie will go further. Cam can be a tease. That's from
right.
Shrimply Pibbles.
You're damn right.
Is that right? Really?
Charlie goes all the way,
Oh,
baby.
is that right?
Mm-hmm.
It's good to know for the audience. You can get involved on the program. Text in, call in, and, of course, email in. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. James Carlton sponsors this program and has for a good long while, and we are grateful for his support. I'm grateful to just be a client of James Carlton and the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. He's online at carltoninsurance.net. And also, you can give him a call at 314-961-4800. That is James Carlton and his 500 five-star reviews. Jamie Rivers, BK and Ferrario, Jackson Burkett have all made the switch to James Carlton in the last year, and all are raving about either saving a bunch of money or the customer service or both. 314-961-4800 or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton State Farm. The program's called The Morning After. It's presented by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
This is Chairman Kurt with another Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. World Cup action kicking back off today with the quarterfinals. France and Morocco at Foxborough in Boston. Tomorrow you got Spain and Belgium. That game will be at 2 p.m. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
It's TMA 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Cam Jansen in for the vacationing Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, Chairman Kurtz on the ones and twos for the vacationing Jackson Burkett. Coming up in 15 minutes, Brad Thompson with us on the program. Then we will have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. That is all coming your way on the Polos Plus dossier. At Michael's Baths, they've created elevated bathroom spaces that blend luxury, comfort, and smart design, all tailored the way you live. And Martin actually had Michael's Baths redo the bathroom at his home, and you have been incredibly delighted with the results.
You know, my wife and I, we're blessed, and we have our own bathroom, but every once in a while, I just like to go down to the kids' bath. I just want to check it out.
Check out the yeah, I mean, that's even before and after.
But no, it used to be you would avoid it like the plague. You're like, oh, that's the crappy bathroom. That's the nasty old. No, not anymore. It's beautiful.
They can do that for your home with 30 years of experience, all 5-star reviews, and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They're also VA recommended. Michael's Baths delivers craftsmanship you can trust without gimmicks or high-pressure sales. It's not a temporary fix or a quick cover-up. It really is a complete transformation, and Martin can speak to that firsthand at michaelsbaths.com or call 636-775-0800 and ask about financing options, including 0% interest upon approval. Michael's Baths, family-owned, insured, and where everyday bathrooms become something exceptional. Michael's Baths. Cam, since we have you in here, I do want to ask what your impression is, because I haven't heard your opinion on it yet, of what the Blues have done so far this offseason. I want to start with what would be the headline, even though I know it's now a couple weeks old, and that is the Blues trading Jordan Kyrou.
I had a pretty good feeling that was going to happen for a little bit now. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you look at a guy like that, he can put points up.
Yeah.
He just... Sometimes you wear out your welcome a little bit. Said a couple things. Went through a lot of ups and downs. He was the Colton Parayko for a bit there. He was the Jay Bomeister, the Eric Brewer, the Patrick Berglund, and he was getting rocked by the fans, and rightfully so, because you would see him one night and he would dominate. And I'm watching every game I'm watching. I'm like, God, he's owning the drill. He's doing this. He's keeping the puck. He's shooting the puck. And all of a sudden you don't notice him in the next game. And then you do, and then you don't. And it's very, very frustrating. And I think they just need to move on. And he's in a great spot in Washington. They just loaded up. Ovi's like, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Although everybody's like, no, he's not. And he's like, no, I am. I just fooled all you guys. I'm going to come back. You know, we just got Alex Tuck too, and we're pretty loaded up on that right side. So it's a good opportunity for Jordan Kyrou, but I
he didn't have to be a star there either.
No.
He could just kind of score 25
That's
goals
when he
and
could
nobody
be
will
dangerous
notice.
if he's
but
in
he
that
didn't
role.
have to be much. Like, he could have just done this thing here too. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like, go out there. He figured out how to play defense. I mean, that was a big crutch on him. Was he couldn't get back. He was dash 22 the one couple years ago when Ryan O'Reilly was, of all people, too.
Did you say Did you say dash 22 because you didn't want to say minus?
Dash.
Okay, is that the cool? Is that the cool way to say it?
You've been in the game a long time. You've never heard that.
Is that the cool way to say it?
Is it
plus
cool?
Minus?
Is that cool? Does it sound cool? Because if it does, I'm going to keep doing it, baby.
No, it sounded very cool.
He was dash 22, and then all of a sudden he figured it out. So I understood it. You got to move on. You got some good players. McMichael, man. You know, these are these guys that you talk about even with the Brewers. And I know these aren't huge guys, but these are the guys that had down years in McTavish and McMichael. And all of a sudden you're like, well, we could hopefully Jim Montgomery could, you know, rejuvenate them somehow and get back to where they were a couple years ago. And McTavish was a third pick overall. So they got some guys. I'm looking at their lineup right here. I mean, if you look at their roster and how it could assemble for the first game. Now, remember, they're only playing 4 preseason games. It's going to be like this, boom, regular season, let's go. I don't mind that. I'm sure a lot of older guys don't mind it, but the younger guys do.
Yeah, they want that time.
Just so you know. If you're a younger guy, you got to go prove yourself in practice and go in 100 miles an hour and hit Colton Parayko. Like, trust me, it's a weird mindset to have when you're trying to make a team and you're trying to be physical, just so you know. So now, hopefully you get in the game, and if you get in that game, you better do something. So it's going to be quick. You got to get on your game. Here's a lineup that should be out for the first game of the year. You got Holloway Thomas. You got Snuggie. You better do what you did last year if you can. That's a pretty good top line. Then you got McTavish, McMichael, Bucci. Where's Bucci going to be this year? You're going to have
hopefully visible.
Exactly. The big boy's got to show up, and you got to show up off the bat. Jim Montgomery knows that too. He's got to find a way to get these guys going right off the bat. You can't go what you did the past couple years and try to catch up, and all of a sudden you got 2 weeks left. Oh, we're going to turn it on. It can't happen even more anymore. Third line, Dvorsky. What are you going to do?
He's young. He's growing.
I haven't seen enough of him though. Okay, I just haven't yet. Right? I see glimpses of him holding on the puck and stuff like that, but then I just don't notice him enough. So this is going to be a big step for Dvorsky.
Probably still a little smallish for the league, right? Just add a little beef.
There's a lot of small guys. Like, figure that out. It's more like, be quicker.
Okay.
That's what I notice.
Okay.
He's not getting bumped.
Why are you yelling at me? I'm not Dalibor Dvorsky.
I don't notice him getting bumped off the puck. I don't notice him having the puck enough. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So you got to figure that out. Get your confidence, just like Jordan Walker did. But that third line, like, Neighbors, where are you at? You gonna bounce back too? We saw what he did a couple years ago. 27 goals.
Everybody loves that kid, but he's got to score.
You got to go. You got to go. And you know what? If he did this year, maybe we're talking about the captaincy. Maybe that would have been a little bit easier of a decision. Now you kind of have a little setback. That's the game. And, of course, that fourth line, you got that big Ross Johnson on the right wing, and you got Pugh, and you got Otto Stenberg. That's not bad. If everybody could stay healthy, that top line could do their thing, I think the Blues are going to be okay this year. I think the fan base is pretty excited about these new players coming in. They're young. Mm-hmm. They're quick. They had a down year. Okay, let's go. Mm-hmm. Figure it out. So I'm pretty excited about it, man. I really am. Carlo on D2. He's a big right defenseman. Look at all the defense. They're all 6'2" and over, really. They're big. Big defense, and, of course, you got the goalie tandem. So I'm excited to see what happens. You never know, but I think Steiner did a pretty good job coming in this year. Hopefully there's a couple other moves that they want to make, but I think they're pretty loaded up right now and cap space and whatnot. I don't know how much more movement you can make, but as of right now, looking at this lineup, I think people are going to be pretty happy about it.
Keep that top line healthy. That should be really productive.
They looked great last year. They were dominant. And Dylan Holloway's got to stay healthy. Robert Thomas has to get right off the bat. Mm-hmm. You got to take control and get going.
Do you think he's rejuvenated? I know. I mean, you kind of go from a low point around the deadline to the surge that he had after.
Well, I think you get smacked in the face a little bit.
Yeah.
Either rumors.
Yeah.
Don't think that didn't affect him.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, okay, we're going to keep you. He's like, okay, well, I need to go prove myself too. And he heard rumblings as well. And Robert Thomas took a little bit of beating from the fans last year, and rightfully so. They all did. Mm-hmm. They all did. Maybe not Broberg and a couple other guys that were pretty consistent, but not many. So your top guys got to get going, and you got to get going right off the bat. And it's going to be tricky because training camp is completely different. That's why you see all these teams doing different stuff. Some guys are playing soccer over here. They're trying to get to know each other. But when push comes to shove and you start playing heavy scrimmages, you got to put the top lines together, and they got to get used to each other. So it's going to be a little bit different. But I think the people, and you guys tell me out there, man, you guys tell me, are you guys excited about this year? Do you like what Steiner did? You know, they're not throwing $18 million offer sheets at Anaheim Ducks. They're not going to do that. They already did a couple years ago for not even close amount of money. They took advantage of what the Oilers situation was. Doug Armstrong did a great job with Holloway and Broberg. So they're in an okay spot, man. But you got to take it to the next level here, man. You really, really do.
It's something that I'm observing just from, we're in here and been doing this every day for as many years as we have, that this time last year, I think in part because the Cardinals, even though record-wise very comparable to what the record is at this moment, there was just an incredible lack of interest in that team. And then because the Blues had the surge to end 2025, and even with the heartbreak in the Winnipeg series, there was such high anticipation for the coming season that wound up being a disappointment. And the shame of the thing is, as you just said, they started slow again. And so that disappointment just kind of lingered, that when they did get it together, you didn't really believe. And we were in a spot, and I was one of the people like, hell, I wish it would just collapse so they just sell. And then after the trade deadline, then they take off again. So I think it's one thing interesting just to observe the lack of anticipation for the Blues relative to July of 2025. It's significant. Now that can, of course, change as the season gets closer, but I'm telling you, that's what people were talking about at this time last year. And then secondly, what you said, Cam, with regard to the importance of starting strong and not having something that has plagued this team here the last few years.
Isn't it weird? Like, we went through that run a couple years ago, and Cole Pragel got hurt, and all of a sudden you're just winning games, and you're winning games the right way. Like, you're blocking shots.
Got hurt at the deadline.
At the deadline.
Yeah, it was in L.A. I was there with him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was in overtime. Remember, he toe-picked. The guy, they lost the draw, and boom, he toe-picked, and you just saw it like, oh, yeah.
And I thought that was the end. And then sure enough, they still kept going.
Fowler came in and was like, no, I could take over. So, yeah, I don't know. Listen, even when they're losing games quite a bit in that weird stage last year, I was at every single home game. It was packed. Now, is that going to be the case this year? I don't know. But there's a lot of new faces. They're young. Mm-hmm. They got a lot of draft picks. And so they're like, okay, well, let's see something. What's Justin Carbonell going to do? Let's go.
Yeah.
So if I'm him, I'm like, get me in as many games as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like those kind of guys, you know what I mean? What are you going to do?
Well, I think one of the things that we've seen here with the Cardinals, because again, we've pointed out this data point here for the last 30, 40 days. The record is comparable to last year, but the feeling toward the team is so different. That, in part, is the magic of low expectations or no expectations. And the Blues, this isn't the reason they struggled last year, but when they fizzled out of the gate, the casual fan, as you mentioned, that building was packed, went to plenty of games.
Yep.
But the anticipation for what was to come immediately dissipated. It's like, oh crap, they're out now. Now we start talking about the trade deadline in December. You know, that sucks.
Yeah.
This is potentially setting up for a real spot for the Blues, because not to say that the expectations are low, it's just there isn't a buzz around this team because there wasn't all that much that's taken place in the offseason so far. And they didn't go to the playoffs last year. So that is why I think it could be advantageous for the perception of the team.
I completely understand that. But there's a lot of new faces, and they're young. Again, if I'm a Blues fan, the last thing I want to go see is a older, overpaid, slow team.
That was the 2024 Cardinal, 2025 Cardinal.
Okay, I don't want to see that. I want to see these young kids. Who are you? What are you going to do? Let's see what Ross Johnson's going to do. Is anybody going to pick on anybody this year, and then maybe Tyler Tucker doesn't have to fight him? You got 6'4" Ross Johnson out there. Just little things like that are going to get some, the fan base to be a little bit energetic and excited. So I'm curious to see what McMichael's going to do. I'm curious to see what this McTavish is going to do. And if I'm both those guys, I'm like, you're getting chirped last year because you're not performing. And if I'm them, I'm like, no, okay, this is a clean slate. Let's go. This is my team now. They're growing around us. Have that in your mindset. Get out there and take control. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have a true leader on this team. Be one of them.
Yeah.
Now you're here. Go out there with that mindset. So I'm actually pretty excited about this training camp. I truly am. But if they come out and they're 0-4 like they were last year, remember the first game they played Minnesota? Everybody's like, let's go. And Minnesota's like, wait a minute. And they stomped them 5-0. Like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That was the biggest buzzkill.
Yep.
I mean, the lead up to that home opener, you're like, let's go. And then all of a sudden they get stomped. And then they go in a Western swing and they win a couple games and they come back and they lose like 4 in a row, whatever the case is. So they got to figure that part out. But as far as they're young. They're young. And who knows your check? Where you at? You going to make this team? Mm-hmm. Like, that's kind of exciting. Like, we've been talking about you for so long. What are you? We saw you in World Juniors. You had some unbelievable goals. You dominated, but not too many fans know who you're a check. They don't know, including myself. Let's be honest. You think I'm watching him? No. Like, we're not. And even these guys that they draft, like, hey, break this guy down. Like, I don't know unless I'm there. Listen, I don't care if I see one game here and there. I need to see these guys consistently almost every other night to really be like, okay, this is what he is. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's certainly skilled, but sometimes he doesn't get back. Sometimes this, sometimes that. So I can't evaluate those guys like most people can, but they're all sinners. I trust the evaluation from the Blues team. If you're watching the draft, you see everybody else's like war room, right? There's like 10 guys. You see the Blues war room, it's like 50 guys there. Including Walt, I'm just watching them. They're all doing their thing. I'm like, there's a lot of knowledge there. They've been pretty right on a lot of draft picks. So you got young guys, you got a young team, you got new guys on the team, and you got the guys that were on this team that need to take the next step that we all know have potential to. So in my assessment, I do think people are going to be a little pretty excited about this going into it. But boy, oh boy, you got to get off on the right track.
Yeah, it does seem,
that's going to be the
with Johnson. When Johnson was a late ad after you felt like they'd made a bunch of moves. Okay, at first you're like, what do you need this guy for? And then you start thinking, what we've talked about. Doug calls it sandpaper. I've said for a while they haven't had any real grit or edginess. They're kind of a quiet team. Not that you compare everything to the Cup, but if you go up and down that roster, I mean, David Perron is kind of a guy who just gets under everybody's skin. He can agitate a little bit. Steiner is kind of a pissy player, kind of edgy. Petrangelo,
Barbie,
kind of had an edge to him, and then you got Maroon with some beef. Bertuzzi, who might punch you. Like all of a sudden, you go, wait a minute, what's that DNA of that team? Some skill for sure, but also just guys who don't get pushed around. And I know we talk about it all the time, and it's get back to fighting. That's not what we're even talking about. Just having a little bit of a physical identity, and I think over the last few years that's been missing.
It has been. And look at the Florida Panthers. What they just do. Look at that scary team. You get Brady, then you get Gudis in there. Like they. Listen, we just had George McPhee on, the president of the Vegas Golden Knights, who was fantastic, and we talked to him for an hour and a half, and we talked about that. And like, no, you need to be big and you need to be strong to win the Cup. And Carolina, hey, they didn't give you an inch. Do they got big, tough guys? No, but they play tough. Yeah. They are in your face every second. They're miserable to play against, and they start shutting down that Vegas Golden Knights, who's also big. But then you look at the Florida Panthers, who won the Stanley Cup. They just loaded up on more beef. Why? You think they're dumb? You don't think they know what they're talking about? You got to have that if you want to be successful in the playoffs. Now, when Steiner was asked about Ross Johnson, he didn't say, he's going to go fight. What did he say? He goes, he's going to get to the net. Like, okay, yeah, get to the net. You're a big body. No one pushes you around. A little intimidating. Yeah. No one hits Robert Thomas. Ross Johnson's going to be right there. Tyler Tucker yells at you from the bench. It's one thing. But when big Ross Johnson looks at you, like, you better calm down, because now I'm going to put somebody downtown Chinatown, so don't play with me on this. So the intimidation factor is still valid in these games. I'm telling you that right now. And if you look at all the successful teams, they beef up, but you still got to be able to skate. Yeah. You can't be a step behind and be tough and hooking and clutching. So there's certainly a balance to it. So I'm glad they did that. I don't know too much about Ross. I never fought him. Like he's been around a long time. I don't think we crossed paths, but I've looked up all his fights. I'm like, yeah, he'll go and get to the net. Because if you just fight, you're irrelevant. You got to be able to hit consistently. You got to be able to get on that puck on the forecheck, hold on to it, play mean, big, dirty, get to the front. You don't have to be cute. And then these fans out here. And when I talk to Ross, I'm like, you want to get these fans a levy for the rest of your life? Go out there and bring the heat, baby. Because these fans will love you to the rest of your life if you go bring the heat, baby.
That is the truth. Cam Jansen filling in for Doug Vaughn. Tim McKernan, Martin Kilcoyne, Chairman Kurt filling in for the vacationing Jackson Burkett. The program is called The Morning After, and it is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen, our lifetime roofing lead. Today, Cam was in and we're talking about a wide variety of things here, and we're going to talk Cardinals with Brad Thompson coming up. Lifetime Roofing is online at lifetimeroofingstl.com, serving the St. Louis metropolitan area now for 21 years. Veteran and locally owned business, St. Louis metro area only company. Not a storm-chasing operation, not out-of-towners, certainly not corporate. That's Dustin McClendon and his team at Lifetime Roofing, online at lifetimeroofingstl.com. Ask about their literal lifetime warranty on new roofs and James Hardy siding. It's Lifetime Roofing, online at lifetimeroofingstl.com. Man, Cam has me so fired up for this season. How about that? That's from the 636. You are welcome to give your text 636 along with others who are saying that they are fired up. People want to know if I got a break, but they have other questions for you. We'll get to those. Brad Thompson coming up. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day coming up to TMA 101 ESPN. Welcome back to the Morning After 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Cam Jansen filling in for the vacationing Douglas Elvin Vaughn. Sherman Kurt on the ones and twos for the vacationing Jackson Burkett. And Brad Thompson is not vacationing. He's on the Collier and Thompson phone lines. Morning, Brad.
It feels like a vacation every single time I get to talk to you guys. How are we doing this morning?
Oh, my goodness. Now, do you guys know each other? I just assume if you played professional sports in St. Louis, you got to know each other.
We worked together for a little while.
That's what I was wondering when I heard you were doing the show together. All right. Was there a lot of tension in the room?
Huge Cam Jansen fan. You know what I have in my basement? You know, I have a lot of various memorabilia. And in my basement, I have a Cam Jansen hockey stick that I got at some charity event, and it's still there. It's signed by Cam. It has other people's blood on it. It is perfect.
No, I want that back, just so you know, because sticks are expensive now, and I just broke 2 in the alumni skate the other day.
Cam, I bought that fair and square. That was a gift.
Wait, bought it? I thought they were giving them away on the way out.
Give them back.
It was one of those, you know, at the end of charity events where this is how my stuff tends to get sold, where somebody that you kind of know feels bad for you.
Yes.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all, Cam. I promise
I
you.
appreciate that, my man. I appreciate it. Gosh almighty.
Hey, Brad got a big one last night from the birthday boy. How about McGreevy?
Oh, boy, needed that one, too. I know that a lot of fans were up in arms about the fact that the Cardinals kind of changed their pitching plans a little bit. They bought extra time for McGreevy. They bought extra time for Palante. Those guys were just at the point in the season where they could use a day. And to me, that's one of the biggest jobs of a manager, and one of the hardest jobs, is realizing that, yes, you're sacrificing something, right? You're sacrificing potentially a couple of games that might not go your way, but you're doing so for the greater good of keeping your group healthy. And McGreevy was able to step up. He took that extra day. He ends up getting into the 7th, going 6 1/3, only gives up 1. He looked dialed in against what we know with the Brewers. They're not an offense that hits for a ton of power, but they are an offense that scores a lot of runs. They average over 5 runs a game. I think it's the 4th best scoring offense in baseball. And he was able to keep those guys quiet. So a huge job for him. They needed him to step up. It was probably a bit of an oddity when he went out for the 2nd inning and he had a thing called the lead. That has not been something that Michael McGreevy has had a chance to pitch with much. I think only 22 of his innings coming into action yesterday, he had the lead when he had been on the mound. So that was a nice little boost as well. And he even got a little a birthday present, a rocket back up the middle, probably a nice seam mark on his chest, but he handled that one like a pro.
What's the book on this Luis Gastelum? All the numbers look good. You might have seen him at spring training. And I'm even wondering, I wish you would have been here instead of Schuster a day before. What can you tell us about Luis?
Yeah, well, the book is, number one, nobody knows how to say his name, and I might be included on that one. Luis is the way to go. Gasty is the second way to go, because I've heard Gastelum, I've heard Gastelum, I've heard Gasty, I've heard Gastelum. But I think it's Gastelum.
And I was Brett. I was standing next to him, and Polo is there, the Spanish-speaking announcer, and Michael Whitty, the PR staff, and we asked Polo and I were there. Then we went over and talked to Michael Whitty, and he said Gastelum. But I guess if you say it fast enough, it's Gastelum. I don't know. Mr. Gastiglione.
now he's an Italian gentleman.
Yeah. So this will happen sometimes, too, though, for guys from different countries, and obviously he hails from Mexico. But a lot of times, like, guys will just try to placate to Americans and be like, just say it like this. This is fine. Like Yvonne just said, Ivan, whatever you want to call me. It's like, no, what does your mom call you? And he said, son. That didn't help us at all. But like, we want to get this right? So we'll figure it out with Gasty. But when you talk about, like, what does he bring to the table, one of the biggest things that Ollie had talked about before we even get into, like, what he throws, one of the biggest things that Ollie was excited about was, he said, this kid does not scare. Like, he is not afraid of any situation, any environment. And I think that was very indicative of the way that they used him. Like, you had just dropped 3 in a row in a series to the Brewers, the first-place Brewers. You're clinging to a lead. You have runners on. And who do they go to in that spot? They go to Gasty, the rookie, making his major league debut. So I think that just already tells you some of the faith that they have in the makeup of this young man. His changeup, as we talked about a little bit on the broadcast last night, and I know Cardinal fans that follow these things know this, that is his bread and butter. That is his swing and miss. That is the equalizer for Gassy. That pitch is something that he has people off on their front foot all the time. Even when you know it's coming, it's one of those where you just don't recognize it. And you might look at his overall velocity and say, well, nowadays that's not that hard. 93, we saw him up to 95. It is when you're thinking that changeup, he's going to pull the string on you at any given moment. Then that fastball gets on you quickly. He's also got a little sweepy slider that he throws. So I really think that there's some excitement about how he's going to be used. He's not going to really profile as like a multi-inning guy unless you have that need. But I think that what you see him, or at least you see his profile and his makeup evolving to, like, I think you're looking at a 7th, 8th inning guy here, and that could be this year. Certainly, it could be in the next week. Like, who knows how this evolution goes in the bullpen, but I know there's some real excitement about having him around.
Last night's Burleson home run. I mean, you guys showed the data point that it's the third longest, I guess. Pete Crow Armstrong made sense. The Tommy Troy one surprised me. But how about that?
What a good son.
How about this? So I can call in.
That's a long day.
Sorry,
what he considers
so
early.
he fell asleep while he was texting me. You were talking about the cat falling asleep. Oh,
I like him.
Do you know him? Do you know
when
him?
I listen to him, he seems pretty damn
the
cool.
way I describe him, because people go, man, I love McGreevy on the show. What's the deal? And I go, I've honestly, I mean, I guess he was on the show a couple times, but I played golf with him down in Jupiter, but that's it. And then we just text. He the way I describe him, and to me, this is the best way I can compliment somebody as far as an athlete away from the field, ice court, whatever. He's a hockey guy.
Yeah.
That's what I would describe him as. He's a hockey guy. Something about you guys, like he'd want to hang out with you guys, just like quality guys. And I don't know what the deal is. I've always told you the story Chase told me. He goes, our game has a way of weeding out the a-holes at a young age.
Absolutely.
Usually, for whatever reason, baseball doesn't have that. There are exceptions. But that's McGreevy. Is he on? He's on?
Yeah, baby.
How about that?
So all we do is say his name, and then he calls in.
Yeah, my goodness. I was sitting here pumping your tires, and I didn't even know you were on the air.
I just felt it in the air. Somewhere.
How about that? So did you hear what I was saying, that you reminded me of a hockey guy? But you probably don't know many hockey guys, even though I know you're a hockey fan.
No, I'm certainly not as tough as hockey guys. That's for sure. You're just pumping me full of air at this point.
No, you're coming off the birthday and the big start, so that's what we got to do.
Yeah, baby.
Cam Jansen's in studio, by the way. You guys haven't had a chance to meet.
No, I want to meet you.
Cam was an enforcer with the Blues, also played with the Devils and part of the Blues broadcasts over the years, and a friend of this program filling in for Doug. And McGreevy was telling me when we did play, it was McGreevy, Dustin May, and Jackson, also known as Papers, playing down in Jupiter, that he loved going to Blues games, and he's gotten into it. Probably not a hockey fan growing up in Southern California, or were you? Were you like on the Kings or Ducks or something on that?
No, man, I went to one Ducks game with my grandfather, my mom, and my brother, and it was my first hockey game, like 5 rows back, center ice, and it was like, oh my God, hockey's sick, and then just was a little busy with baseball, so never really got the chance to go back, but I mean, when you're playing for the St. Louis Cardinals, they're telling you, hey, got to go to the Blues games, and that was fun. I saw a 3-0 shutout, which is awesome.
That was strong.
Well, you can come up to the alumni box where there's unlimited booze and food, and I'll make sure Reed Lowe brings a nice bottle of wine for you.
Don't twist my arm like that.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. McGreevy will have a drink with you. God bless him. What was on the birthday itinerary outside of shutting down the Brewers?
Yeah, just normal day. In the morning. Mom's making a putt right here.
Oh, she's making up.
He's golfing.
You are golfing.
He's golfing and calling in.
Oh, I thought you were talking about tomorrow. You were playing at 7:45.
Yeah, currently we're on 12 right now. 12.
Oh, number 12. Very short par 3, Cam. Very short par 3. My guess is, seeing how far McGreevy hits it, that was probably a 54 or 56 degree wedge.
Yeah, that was a knockdown 54, pins in the front. I got a birdie look right here. We'll see what happens.
Probably going to leave it short based on what I saw.
Oh, well, see, now you're talking in my backswing, so now you're making me leave it short.
He's playing golf and talking with this guy.
Do you want to put Mom on while you hit?
Yeah.
No, it's all good. Mom, you want to come say hi to everyone? Everyone, this is Wendy McGreevy, my beautiful mother.
Hi, Wendy. Wendy McGreevy joining us live. Hi, Wendy. You know what?
Hey, is this friend of the program?
Yeah, friend of the program. Well, we know your husband listens to the show. Do you listen to the show?
Mom, do you listen to the show?
Yes, whenever I find it on that Michael's on it, I definitely listen.
There you go. Martin, friend of the show, Wendy.
Well, we're big in the 949.
Yeah,
we listen to it. We got a whole kid gathering in San Clemente, California, listening.
Nice. Look at this, Martin. We're expanding.
Well, in all sincerity, Wendy.
It's just Papers. He goes by Papers.
Papers is on vacation today, by the way. I don't know if I said that yet, Mike. Wendy.
All right, I'll let you get back to it. Bye, boys.
See you, Wendy.
I was just getting loaded up on questions.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to Mike. You see him all the time. I want to talk to his mom.
Yeah, put her on. Give her the number to call in.
Is she a ball striker?
She is a ball striker.
Really?
She's better than me.
Has broken 90. She is one of the top players in the women's club at the San Clemente Municipal Course back home in San Clemente. So, I mean, she's a force to be reckoned with.
And this guy's not a member of a country club. That was so endearing, and you didn't even know it was endearing, and you pulled it off. That was so meat and potatoes.
Yeah,
SoCal non-country club kid.
Yeah, it doesn't stroke shave like some people on the TMA show. That's
Thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Cam, have you ever broken 90?
No, I have not. And my mom's not allowed to go to any golf course, I'll tell you that right now, because we would hold up everybody. So for you guys to play, I'm being dead serious right now, to be able to play golf with your mom like that, and she keeps
the day after you shut down the Brewers?
That is such a cool thing, man. It really is. I'm envious of you, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. My grandfather, so her dad got me into the game of golf, and she was always good, and she's gotten better over the years, and now it's just, man, like, hopefully I beat my mom today. Jeez.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'd be alarming.
She'd be getting tournaments.
Yeah. Get her out for the Dotem.
Yeah.
She would enjoy that.
Did she only come in because of the birthday?
Got to be the birthday.
Yeah, she flew out, spend the weekend with me and the birthday, then she'll fly home, I think, Saturday afternoon, and she'll pick me up Sunday for All-Star break.
Where do you take her for dinner? Like, where do you?
Good question.
Where do you take them? I'm curious.
We like Napoli out in Clayton, which is good. Yesterday it was like, my fiance was like, let's go get a 9:45 tea time. Like, dude, we might still be playing at that time. And probably won't be able to do that, but like 801 Chop House is right there. A lot of places on the hill we like going to.
Oh, yeah.
D-May took us to a spot up the hill, and I took my fiance there as well.
That was Antonino's, right? Wasn't it? That you said, or was it Charlie Gito's? Charlie Gito's.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
But Dustin May being the savvy food wizard of St. Louis, who would have thought?
Oh yeah, seriously.
Yeah, he's got his activity. So what was working last night in the game? I mean, you were on it right out of the gate. They got something going, but you shut that down, and then just on a heater, innings 2 through 6.
Dusty told me it was like 15 in a row, and I was like, geez, like, sure doesn't feel that way. I mean, I gotta give credit where credit's due. That's a good lineup. I mean, they really make you work for it for sure. Always fun, just getting off a little bit of a stinker, getting us back on track. But we knew that it's gonna be a tough series, especially with 5, and the way Ollie, Heim have been managing. Getting some extra arms up here has been great for us. Just making sure guys aren't doing too much. I mean, still a lot of season left, so we knew this week was going to be a grind. But it's always good to help the boys out.
How did it play out? You were on turn Monday night. They pushed you back, and we were thinking, he'll be in the doubleheader. Then they, no, we're going to go back to Wednesday. How did that all come about?
Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. I know we had the doubleheader, and I was scheduled to pitch that doubleheader, but then they're like, okay, like, we're probably going to do something like you might on Monday. They're like, we're not sure if you're pitching the first or second game of the doubleheader just yet, or you're going to go Wednesday. It depends on like how many guys we use, how far Dobbins goes, if Zimmerman does well, which they both did. Got 5 good innings out of them. Can't complain about that. And then, like in the 7th inning, he comes up to me on Monday, say, "Hey, you going Wednesday?" I'm like, "Oh, all right." But Ollie I was in the weight room warming up for a catch one day, and he's like, "Hey, Greavy, you're probably going to go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. One of these days you'll take the ball, I promise. Like, we'll have you throw one of these games." So it was like, I guess I'll throw one of these games.
So you weren't dealing with fatigue or any issues or any pain, aches or pains? Okay.
That was the first time I had reporters come up to me. Oh, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I think so. like oh, just checking. And you give you that sly, like, yeah, I'm just doing my job. I'm like, okay.
So this wasn't a case of you being in a spot. It was other guys being in a spot, and then there was the domino effect. I guess would that be a fair way to categorize it?
Yeah, it's a tough, like, kind of way to put it. I think if we didn't have the 5 game set, everything would have just been normal and stuff. But it was more for like them, like everyone on the staff, feels pretty good right now. I mean, who doesn't love an extra day of rest? But like, my dad's like, did it make a difference? I'm like, man, I'm not going to say no to an extra day of rest, but it's just a matter of like, how do we manage that and like try to put us in the best position that we can.
Now, so you had we'll get back to the baseball, but Tim, I think, do you need to hit a tee shot because then Mom could hop back
now he's got a par 5, and if he doesn't birdie 13, something's wrong. I'm just telling you.
We cleared the water on 13. Yeah. We're currently looking at 320. I think right now, looking at about 150 out on a par 5. I've been known to bogey from 150 out on a par 5. So,
okay.
He's a lefty golfer for the record.
Did you make the putt? A lot of folks are very concerned that are listening.
Yeah.
On that par 3?
Yes.
Well, Tim was talking in my back.
Nice accountability.
Yes.
Nice accountability.
But then, then I got it. We sunk the
you
par.
got it on the par putt, but you didn't hit the birdie. I mean, let's be honest about this.
Yes.
There it is.
Didn't even come close on the birdie putt.
All right. I want to make sure this number is posted. I'll be tracking your gin. You count on that.
Yeah.
So from 150 out, that's probably a pitching wedge?
150, yeah. No wind today, which is great.
No wind. That location is surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to hit a gap wedge. It's good to
gap wedge from 150. You professional athletes might be built differently.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, it's all about the T-spine rotation,
Yeah, I'll trust you on that. So with regard to where the season is, because now you won't get another start before the All-Star break, I mean, that ERA is top, I think it might be 8th in the National League for starters. You think there's any?
It's all right.
It's pretty damn good, man. You think there's any chance that you saw your closer get a nod a couple days ago? You think there's any chance there might be a call coming saying, hey, instead of heading out to California on Sunday, you're going to be heading to Philadelphia?
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't love that? But I mean, me and looking at Kyle Harrison's ERA. The fact that me and him have the exact same, only matter is he's got about 40 more strikeouts than me and throws about 3 miles per hour harder than me. So it's like, they might, if they need an extra, they might look no further than the Milwaukee Brewers first.
Yeah, I guess that's the case. And then Wheeler was fired up that he was left off and went out and pumped out 14 strikeouts and shutting down the Reds a couple nights ago. And since it's in Philadelphia, he might get the nod if that were to happen. Yeah, I guess that's the case. But the fact that you're even in this spot that we're talking about it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, athletes are allowed to have feelings. So what? He's fired up. We're more than athletes over here. We have feelings too.
That's right.
Clip that off.
Thank you.
Cam likes hearing.
So the handful of games left here, and I was saying this to Ollie, and he kind of gave me the Ollie head shake, like stupid question. But I said this was before Monday's game, and I said you guys have done so well in the first half. How important over these last 8 at home, just kind of finish strong because there's been so much progress. You don't want to give it all back in 1 week. And he didn't like the question. He said, hey, listen, if they're not already prepared, then we're not doing our job. We should be prepared every night, be ready. But I do feel like, these last handful of games, you want to hit the brake to don't give away all the momentum you guys had.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, it's so true. Like, kind of like what you were saying, like what Ollie was saying, I hope we're prepared for all these games and we're not doing our job. My college coach would always say, like, if you're facing a tougher opponent, you have to change something in your routine, then your routine's crap anyway. And you got to prepare differently for a more important game. So it's always, like, our guys are always prepared and stuff. It's a tough stretch, no doubt, with who we're facing. And, yeah, we don't want to lose any momentum. But, at the end of the day, like, it's baseball as well. Like, you can do everything right and still lose. You can do everything right. Like, I ended my AAA, first half going to the All-Star break. I had a 2-2, and, like, I have 2 starts in a row with 7 runs both times out, and then there goes all the momentum. And but then turns out that was my last AAA game, hopefully in my career. So, like whatever happens here, there's still a good amount of games left to play. So, I mean, I'll always keep harping on the fact that, like, we're trying not to play with any expectations. We're trying to play free no matter what. And I think if you start changing that now, that's when guys get tight and then don't perform well.
That makes sense. Have you hit the gap wedge in from 150?
Oh, yeah. We got an eagle look for about 25 feet. It's a kind of a slider. A little nervous here, but...
Oh, looks like the pin must be up front today, Cam, and he's going to have a...
I haven't noticed him even taking a swing. I feel like we've had other guests golfing. They're like, hold on a sec.
Huffing and puffing afterwards.
Yeah. He hit it 320, then hit a gap from 150.
While talking to us.
150.
I don't even hear a whoosh.
I mean, now what's Wendy's situation here? Does she also have an eagle putt?
No, Mom blew the par putt past, but I'll leave you guys right by the hole just to make sure you hear the birdie going in.
Oh, here we go. Is it birdie now? I thought it was eagle. I mean, what kind of information are we getting?
I'll just drop it in for you again.
There it is.
Oh!
I heard it.
What, did you have, like a tap-in eagle? Or did you hit the birdie? You hit the two-putt birdie?
No, tap-in par. Come on.
What, you three-jack?
What?
I thought you said
he's
you had
on
an
the
eagle
full.
putt. Yeah, I know. We got standards here. You birdie or you par?
Come on, math. Let's go.
Clip that off.
He's doing it with one arm.
Well, Martin, now it's on to number 14. I assume McGreevy's tipped out today. And today it's playing about 187 yards, wind just gentle off to the east, so it'll be into the players' faces. And McGreevy will probably be hitting, maybe he's going to hit an 8, possible gentle 7 here, Cam.
Possibly. He's been striking the irons good. He's going to go get a number. He's got the slope as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's not sure if that's tournament regulation though.
Yeah, that of course
are you hitting into the group in front of you? You guys are moving quick, really quick.
No, I think we were the first people off. I think
really?
We're still waking up.
Good for you.
Oh, that's the best.
This is how different ball players and athletes are in 2026 versus say like 20 years ago. Because there's no way in the world that if you were enjoying a birthday the night before after shutting down, you'd still be asleep. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And you're already on the 14th hole with your mom, no less.
I know.
Who says I'm not hungover? But that's over there.
God bless America. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just kidding.
Do we have a club selection?
We're going to hit a strong 7 here.
Strong 7? What's the distance?
I mean, I'm hitting a 7, maybe like 190 to 200. It's got about 205, so just want to get it there.
All right. God bless. I do have a hole-in-one on that hole, so, good luck.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good luck.
Now I'm thinking of you even more.
You have a hole-in-one.
I really want to do all that.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Tim's got a hole-in-one on that hole. Major league pitcher. Tim's got a hole. It's a wash.
See, that's the thing, and I think that's the thing that people are trying to figure out. What's more impressive?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman Kurt. Chairman Kurt has officially given it the nod to me.
Yeah, no hole-in-one there, but it looks like we're pin high to the left, so that I'll take it.
Are you on the floor?
Dang. We're dancing. We're dancing. I'm doing the Dougie.
What's your score currently?
Scorecard's looking like 3 over right now.
3 over, and are you really playing the tips?
2 over, just birdies.
Yeah, God bless.
No, just the Blues. The Blues. I don't want to make
tips there. Tips there.
I wouldn't want to make her walk. I wouldn't want to make her walk all the way back there. It's a little hot.
Yeah, the number 3 from the tips. He's at Gateway National for the record. That's another world there. But this boy's a bomber, Cam.
He is, man. He's an athlete.
This boy's a bomber.
So does Mama.
That's right.
I love it.
All right, Mike, enjoy the rest of the round.
You're the man.
With your mom. Great to hear from Wendy. And
friend of the show.
And now friend of the program. Who knew? And we appreciate you calling in. The audience loves hearing from you. And congratulations on the great start last night and celebrating the birthday. We appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks, guys. Good talking to you.
See you, buddy.
With you.
Right on.
That's Mike McGreevy with us here on TMA while playing number 12, 13, and 14 at Gateway National.
With his mom.
Wendy dropping by the program as well.
I never heard one swing. It's we have people on and they're fumbling with their phone. The wind's blowing in the background, and people are like, "Oh, for God's sake!" Yeah. You're calling people while they're golfing. A terrible interview.
It's the worst interview ever when you call somebody golfing.
And they're distracted. They're not like, "Yeah, we're how far out?" I'm sorry. What was the question?
Yeah.
I mean, I just like the baseball thing is great. Oh, you got one of the lowest ERAs in the National League. That's wonderful. I can't relate to any of that. I can relate to this stuff, and I just want to know: is it just fast twitch muscles that you MFers have? Is that the deal with you guys?
Why are you looking at me?
Because you played the NHL.
But golf,
I played at St. Gabriel's.
Golf, yeah. I don't know how. I'm jealous of them. I am. I totally am. It's concentration, man. Like these guys.
Well, I can really think about a shot, and it's not. My 7-iron's not going to go 205.
Yeah, are you like Ted Stryker? Concentrate.
It is though. You know, he's got the. He knows how to turn his hips. He does it all the time.
But like the whole, well, not the one that you and Jackman and 18 scammed last week. But I hit Jackson. I don't know what he hit. I can't remember what it was. I think he hit a 6-iron, and he's 28 years old. And I go, I think I'm going to hit an 8. He goes, oh, it's a 7. And I go, okay. And then I went in that back bunker on number 6. And then Thomas was saying he was back there too. Yeah. I go, okay, so now we're in the same spot. So I can club off of you. What did you hit? And he goes, 9. And I go, okay, it takes me a 7 to get back there. It takes you a 9. It was like 168, I think. And so I'm like, okay, I get an idea. Well, here's McGreevy. And he would have probably hit, I guess, maybe a pitching wedge.
Think about his rotation when he hits.
But the hockey players usually tend to be like Pavelski's apparently sick. I think Madonna, you've played with him?
Well, I know that he's actually Darren Pang's up there too.
Yeah, Pang's.
Marty's up there. Hawley's up there.
Yeah, Hall. Yeah.
There's a bunch of guys. In fact, everybody I feel like I played with is good. Besides
it's intimidating,
me.
right?
It's horrible.
Why don't you take some lessons?
I did, and I just forget. I know, it's embarrassing. Okay. And even today, like, I hope these guys know that I suck.
It's muscle memory, not brain memory.
I don't think you're right. Everything.
Your dogs are out there running around the green.
You know, Kate distracts
next
me,
to a golf
Bloody
course.
Mary here and there, and they, if somebody's watching, they just pick the ball up.
Cam forgot to bring his clubs. He just got a keg on the back of the golf cart.
You can text in and you can email in. We got all that coming up here on the program. McGreevy and Brad Thompson in the same segment. The program is called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. And coming up tomorrow, we'll have the VIP Auto Accessories drops of the week. That's Tommy Cebulka and Brian Grigg. VIP Auto Accessories. It's who I used to get my windows tinted a couple months ago. And man, my kids are thrilled with that because it cools down the car. Go to VIP. They take care of everything. They're a one-stop shop. They've been in business in St. Louis since 1979. Their commercial side, it is super big right now. VIP's graphics help get your business recognized and turn your business into a brand. 4 departments under one roof. In addition to commercial upfits, you have graphic solutions, hail repair and touch-up, and aftermarket. For all your commercial vehicle upfit needs, ask for Tommy Cebulka. And for all your aftermarket vehicle accessories needs, ask for Brian Grigg. Tell them that TMA sent you. Go to VIPAutoaccessories.com. It's TMA 101 ESPN. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with him. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Martin gave the play earlier, and the play is the over on France and Morocco in the.
If France gets 2 goals, which seems reasonable, and if Morocco gets 1, there's your 3.
I checked the math. That
You
works.
did it?
See, there you go. And that
It's
is
been
now
vetted.
confirmed. The number is set at 2.5. Martin just explained how you get there. I mean, what else do you want from us? Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Now, let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome back to the Morning After 101 ESPN. Cam Jansen filling in for the vacationing Douglas Sullivan Vaughn. Chairman Kurt filling in on the ones and twos for the vacationing Jackson Burkett. Just had a big segment there. Brad Thompson scheduled appearance, and then Mike McGreevy calling in from Gateway National, where he is playing with his mom, who is in town for his birthday after his big start last night, keeping the Brewers in check and getting the Cardinals to halt that losing streak. So great to hear from McGreevy. Great to hear from Brad Thompson. Miss anything, you can just go back to the TMA YouTube channel. That is at TMA STL, and you can watch it right there. And you can also always participate in the Form Energy YouTube chat. Miss anything, you can also podcast it via the Schaefer Door Company podcast app. We'll have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day coming up. We are late because of the long segment there with Brad Thompson and Mike McGreevy, so we will come back with the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day next here on TMA 101 ESPN.
This is Chairman Kurt with another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Cardinals Brewers tonight at 6:45 at Busch. Logan Henderson on the mound for the Brewers. Andre Palante for the Cardinals. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
All right, Doug's vacationing in the Hamptons, so Cam Jansen is in today and tomorrow. Jackson is in the Hamptons as well. He's getting married to Brian Henshin, and Doug is performing the ceremony, so that's going to be fun. Probably the most exclusive wedding in the New York area this year, I think.
Did you see, though, where actually Doug is? The weather that was up there right before he got there?
Storms galore.
Oh, my God.
Storms galore.
Looked like the ocean.
Yeah, storms
Scary.
galore. I was texting with him yesterday. Yeah, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Lake
which Jackson rolled his eyes at as being an
Yes, he did.
What a jackass. Lake Geneva is a
alliance is over.
Really
beautiful.
nice.
It's got a little hint of Cape Cod. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I live in Wisconsin.
A lot of Chicago money up there.
Easy to
Not
get
good
to.
enough for papers.
Oh, whatever, pal.
Wisconsin's a sneaky good state, man.
Thanks.
You got
yeah.
a bunch of stuff up there.
Door County's beautiful.
Doug,
nice.
Doug is still with us despite the storms in Lake Geneva. Here he is talking about Design Air. All right, it is time for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Do you ever sit back and stare at the night sky around dusk and just breathe in the majesty of all that surrounds us? Beautiful shade of yellow, orange, and red fading to dark blue and black, starlight twinkling into existence, and the moon emerging in all its glory. Oh, the truly wondrous world we all call home. Yeah, me either. I'm usually outside slamming bush light on my deck and yelling cuss words at my neighbor Dave for his shady mowing job. And this brings to mind my Cardinal fandom. Unchecked anger, pounding $9 bush lights and yelling expletives at the players on the field. I guess what I'm saying is once you find your niche, you got to just run with it. Like Dirty Dan, who is in fact a respectable garbage man, or Sharon and Clayton, who is a mid-50s radio show troll with an addiction to Sauvignon Blanc and Ritalin. Or Papers, whose Justin Bieber haircut and expert production and board skills have escalated this program from the mediocrity of morning sports to the top of the table. Or Chairman Kurt, the keeper of the dopest of drops and the secret background sauce to achieving a great program. We all have a calling. Go find yours. Still taking my time in my rhyme. That's from Bro Fallon. Bro Fallon. Hola. Please, much excuse my English, but I use ChatGPT translate my Spanish. My name is El Chairmano Cortez Rodriguez. I am 7, and I am looking for my padre. Mi madre told me before she died in a bizarre gardening accident that she met Padre on a rainy night. He rode through the rain on a bicycle he stole from a drunken mariachi drummer. She only got his name and named me after him, El Chairmano Cortez. I heard your story you told to Cam Jansen. Daddy? That's from We Too Low, Don't Suffer in Silence.
Oh, boy.
Chairman Kurt.
Oh, has he got big legs?
Yeah. Calves for days.
Morning, guys. Where is everybody? I tuned in, and Martin and Tim are doing all the heavy lifting while Iggy's other boss is filling in, and the fourth chair is apparently the strength coach for the St. Louis Vipers. St. Louis Vipers reset.
Is that a Federico vehicle?
I remember that.
This is like when Larry and I hunker down for our morning viewing of Hollywood Squares, when the only celebrities who show up are Nick Cannon and Bruce Valanche, and the rest of the board is just whoever happened to be standing near craft services. Best, that's from Mark's Mulch and Bra Emporium. There's some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's mulch. Mark's Mulch and Bra. And finally, Morocco. Plus 1.5. That's from Jugs in D.C. and Screw Chuck Todd, set from the quarterdeck. Oh, is he down in Hilton Head? Jugs in D.C. And that is what we have for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. We will vote. We will announce the winner at 10:59. 59, yeah, probably 59 instead of 55, being honest. BK and Ferrario come up after that. We head down the hallway for After the Morning After. Take a break, come back with more TMA here on 101 ESPN. It's Morning After 101 ESPN. Cam Jansen in for the vacationing Douglas Elvin Vaughn. Sherman Kurt on the ones and twos for the vacationing Jackson Burkett. We're broadcasting from the Stiefel Studios. How about this, Martin? We got a development. And I think this is one that fans are going to be on board with. Missouri has just announced that they're also going to be playing at Indiana for the upcoming season. So Missouri's non-conference schedule now includes Marquette in Chicago, of course, Illinois and St. Louis University here in St. Louis, playing Rock Chalk Jayhawk in Kansas City, also playing Nebraska in Kansas City, playing Pitt in the ACC SEC Challenge, and they will be heading to Bloomington to take on the Indiana Hoosiers. And Missouri's non-conference schedule, which had to be one of the worst of the Power 5 conferences in college basketball, it had to be last year. Now, I mean, that is a glamorous schedule before you get into the SEC. So John Rothstein reporting that. How about that? Dennis Gates ratcheting it up.
And I did a commentary last night that sometimes you tell the coach, like, don't listen to the noise. All the critics out there. I think this is a case where Dennis Gates did hear the noise, and everyone said, boy, your non-con is terrible. Even though you play Illinois and Kansas, come on, can you we're tired of these crappy games in November, crappy games in December. Give us a little bit more. And he's like, okay, you want us to play some better opponents? Here we go. Now, they're not all Final Four contenders, but they're good brands and way more interesting to play a named team, even if they're not at the top of their conference. Marquette will be okay. I'm not sure about Indiana, but good job on Dennis Gates. He might be with us next week, and I would love.
Oh, is that right?
I would love to know if it was his idea entirely, or does the athletic department say, "Hey, let's get going here"? Okay?
My guess, I really do. Well, I don't know. I could be
Maybe
off the mark
both.
on this.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Isaac Trotter writes for CBS. Tweeted the following about an hour ago. Mizzou played just 10 non-conference games against top 50 squads in Dennis Gates' first 4 years. So that's 10 in the first 4 years. This year, he has 6 on the slate. So in 10 years, they only played, or 10 and 4 years, they only played 10. And in 1 year, they are playing 6. So he writes, number one, that's a good hint that Gates really likes his roster. Number two, there's literally zero downside to playing good teams now in the 76-team tournament era. And that's also a factor in this development. But if you are a fan, and I talk about this with college football, for Missouri, for example, in football this year, we've gone, I guess last year we went to KU, South Carolina, A&M, and Alabama. My sons love going. My wife loves going. A bunch of friends go down there. We hang out, have some drinks. It's a great weekend. This year, as it turns out, they're playing UAPB. I guess that's in August. Troy. And I think that's it. Chairman Kurt, you might know better than me since you're a regular. I think that's it for the home schedule. They're in Lawrence and they're in Starkville. And I think that's it. But my point being, I'd love to go in September. It's the best weather. October can be great too. But I'm not going to go down there to see UAPB. I'm not going to go down there to see Troy. But we'll be there for Florida. We'll be there for A&M. And we'll be there in November for Texas.
It would be fun if you said, boy, this year Mizzou happens to have Notre Dame coming to Columbia.
Right.
They're playing Oregon. They've got Penn State on the schedule.
Right.
Just every once in a while, even sprinkle that in.
But the reality is, number one, the format for the college football playoff, of course, is in flux. But also, number two, the attrition of playing football versus playing basketball and that level of competition is a totally different thing. But the blood donor games, and then when you start comparing records, this is Missouri's first time winning 10 games. Well, then number one, they didn't used to play that many games, and number two, look at who they were playing when they were winning 10 games in the 70s. It was a totally different thing. They were playing USC and Ohio State and Notre Dame in addition to the Big 8 schedule. So that comp doesn't work for me. But great news if you are a college basketball fan, because Brad Underwood, who we had on the show a couple months ago, and he was talking about their scheduling. Illinois' schedule 6. St. Louis University's obviously doing everything they can to ratchet their schedule up, and they got the Missouri game. Dennis Gates initiating that. And so if you're a local college basketball fan, this is a wonderful development, because what can be a slow time can now give you that November and December non-conference schedule for the 3 area teams. We'll take a break, come back with more TMA here on 101 ESPN. Michael's Flooring has been family and locally owned now for more than 3 decades. Online at igotfloored.com with 3 locations in the St. Louis area, in Creve Coeur, Darden Prairie, and St. Peter's. Just come in and talk to them. You're going to see a difference at Michael's Flooring. They want to make sure they suggest the best thing for you, not pushing what corporate's telling them they have too much of. And that's one of the big reasons why they've continued to grow through the 30-plus years in the industry here in St. Louis. Employees love working for Michael. They feel like family. He makes sure they're taken care of, and this then rubs off to the families buying the product as they know they have the best interest of the buyers at heart. It's Michael's Flooring online at igotfloored.com, and check them out in person at their 3 area locations, Creve Coeur, Darden Prairie, and St. Peter's. Come see why people are loving getting floored by Michael, and make sure you visit igotfloored.com. Chairman Kurt's got a little breaking news here that is of great interest to TMA and 101 ESPN listeners. What do we got here, Chairman Kurt?
Yeah, found out during the break. Looks like on his Instagram, Jordan Walker announced that he will be participating in the Home Run Derby. Cardinals confirmed it on their accounts, too. So,
how about that?
Yeah, baby.
Good for him.
Summer 98, baby.
Get that groove on.
Summer 98.
Good for him.
We were talking in the break, the Cardinals who have done it. Pujols famously got it going in 2022, after the All-Star break and doing it, Edmonds got hurt or it messed him up.
It was 2003 at the new Comiskey, whatever the Sox Park is, and he was in it and then said after the fact that it really kind of bothered him. But remember McGuire, the year at Colorado, they were all expecting him to like win it and hit all those bombs, and he struggled there.
Who hit the most
Alberts.
bombs?
I'm trying to think who.
Josh Hamilton had 1 year where he went off.
Yeah,
was that at Yankee Stadium?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was insanity.
But they've had, Edmonds has done it. I think Roland might have been in it.
They go back to an old.
Really? Boy, that's off brand.
They go back to an old format this year too.
They've changed the format. Yes.
Yeah.
Which maybe will be beneficial.
Roland never participated in the home run derby.
Like I said, Scott Roland is the kind of guy who would never.
Maybe he participated in the 1997 preliminary rookie home run derby. That's probably
that's what you were thinking of.
of.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's
of.
right.
Take that, Papers.
You're trying to cuck Papers in the Alliance. I noticed.
Well, guy's homesick. Church is off the top.
I think he's fine though. I was texting
he
with
said
him.
he's not feeling great. I was just texting.
Oh no! I got the indication
brutal.
that I thought he was still going to be able to do his trip.
He said throat's not feeling great.
Ooh. I FaceTimed with him yesterday for something. I don't remember what time it was, but he looked like he was on death's doorstep.
A lot of accusations coming in, Cam, that he was extending his vacation by a day.
I know the game.
And yeah, so you do. You absolutely know the game. You can never take a sick day, and it's not limited to this show. It's any damn show. I'm sure you had it on Hot Take Central.
Oh yeah.
So I sit there when I'm sick, and I I do like a pro forma in my head. Is it worth to deal with the crap of calling in sick? You just don't want to do it. But
no
then you
offense,
also want to get everybody sick. You know what I mean?
You're coughing all over the place.
Right.
On the mic. I don't know.
I don't even know if I remember Jackson taking a sick day, even though we talked yesterday that he had strep throat last year. Hell, I don't know. Well, I thought he was going to still be able to go down to Table Rock. Is that not happening?
I don't know about that part of it.
That's what I was thinking.
He's got to watch those golf carts down there.
Yeah, he's...
Did you see somebody put one in
the water?
At Paynes Valley?
Like 40 feet down a cliff.
Very bold. Very, very bold.
Oh, man.
We'll come back with the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. This is TMA 101 ESPN. Hey, Tim McKernan here for Universal Windows Direct. We are in the heart of summer, and if your home is feeling warmer than it should, your windows could be working against you. When old windows let the heat pour in, your air conditioner has to work overtime just to keep up, and you end up paying for it every month on your energy bills. Well, that's where Universal Windows Direct can come in and help the cause. When you buy 4 windows from Universal Windows Direct, you get 4 free. It's one of their biggest offers of the year. The more windows you replace, the more you save. Plus, you'll get 48 months of 0% interest financing, same as cash from Universal Windows Direct. Call 314-334-2522 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate today. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free. 48 months, interest-free, same as cash, comfort, efficiency, and savings all summer long. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
This is Chairman Kurt with another SportsCenter update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals Brewers tonight at Busch, 6:45 first pitch. Logan Henderson for the Brewers, Andre Palante for the Cardinals. That was another SportsCenter update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Martin, you like to do text audits? Closeted Beatnik just sent one in. Jordan Walker home run derby. Talk about it.
It was just stated.
And discussed, and even went through some recent Cardinal history in the home run derby.
Who was that, Tim?
That was Closeted Beatnik.
If I was Doug, I'd suspend him, and he's lucky I already closed out the drops.
Otherwise, you would have
Henry Hildem?
Client's discounter suspension log. I'm going to add it with an error-written suspension there.
Tariff?
Not listening, fella. The home run derby this year, by the way, the new format, we talked about it briefly. Major League Baseball doing away with the timer that had governed the home run derby since 2015. Remember, there's a clock.
Yeah.
Now it's a swing-based format for this year's competition. You get the 8 players in the field. Jordan Walker announcing that he's going to be part of it this year in Philadelphia. Instead of trying to hit as many homers as you can during the timed rounds, you get 20 swings. Your first round, 15 round 2, 15 in round 3. If you home run your last swing, then you get to keep going until you hit an out. So it's all about the swings, not about
Got it. I like that from a health, because a bunch of people are texting in going, I don't like this. I'm worried about a swing.
As great as everything's gone for Jordan Walker, you're kind of like a paranoid fan.
Yeah. So I know people will be watching that. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he'll have that opportunity. But I also have to admit, I got in the back of my mind, I do worry about it. Let's see what else I got here. Get Cam's little ass to do ATMA today. That's from Martin's old 2 flats black dress shoes.
I would have, man.
We started off the program explaining what you've got, but I got to tell you, you're playing golf today as part of an auction item that you were kind enough to donate. And we were just looking out here. It looks like we got some storms that are going to be coming.
Storms are coming.
Yeah, the storms are coming. The hawk is up. But yeah, that is why Cam, because you were ready to kind of hold Iggy accountable.
Yeah, I was going to hold him accountable for sure. And I was going to do it tomorrow, but you guys are not doing it tomorrow.
That's correct. We're a Monday through Thursday show.
You sure you don't want to stay an extra?
Iggy might come in on Friday.
Yeah, maybe you guys could just talk privately and record it. Yeah, that could happen.
I'll bring that stick from Brad Thompson and I'll get it to him.
Yeah, but what about Bernard? Can he say something?
You just bring him in with me?
Yeah, could Brodeur swing by
Can he swing by? He lives here.
I don't want to upset anybody, but I was filtered today. That's from Engine Joe's Cave Ride Magic Man. Not happy with Chairman Kurt in the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Chairman Kurt, would you like to apologize to Engine Joe's Cave Ride Magic Man?
No.
Okay, that is not happening, but would you like to announce the winner of today's festivities?
And Engine Joe, I know your shtick, but your sign-off name, you can't be doing that.
It would have been an FCC violation.
Darn near. Cam, as our special guest, it's kind of deadlocked right now. Did you have a vote for the winner?
Give me who's deadlocked.
We had Mark's Mulch and Bra.
Such a strong competitor in the month of July.
Pretty
Mark's
dang good. And he chirped me a little bit, too.
We Too Low.
We Too Low is dang good as well. I like them both. I know exactly what We Too Low is from. Just that plane crash that actually killed people in San Francisco. Anyway.
You're on a heater today.
With your Bonnie Tyler tribute and your explanation of We Too Low.
Oh, by the way, dude, she's dead.
What? Well, she is.
And then we didn't know it entirely, and then you gave her a great eulogy.
He got to do show prep.
Well, she died from show prep. She died from a rare illness in a hospital in Portugal. Cam's like, yeah, but great life.
Great life. I know a lot about her.
We Too Low or Mark's Mulch?
I'm doing We Too Low.
We Too Low is
son of a gun.
The Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Congratulations to We Too Low. Cam enjoyed the program today with you filling in. Thank you so much for coming in. Cam will be back tomorrow, then we'll have Jackson back from the Hamptons in his marriage to Brian Henshin. That is going to be really fun. I will be streaming that from the Hamptons, where Doug is the officiant. For Chairman Kurt, for the vacationing Jackson Burkett, for Martin Kilcoyne, for the vacationing Douglas Elvin Vaughn, for Cam Jansen, and for my brother Kevin, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN from the Stiefel Studios.